Welcome everybody to the Shut Your Mouth Lounge.
Man in a box.
Uh, shove your nose in shit.
Jesus Christ.
Man, we don't have old Steve here. He's the resident Alice in Chains expert of our old group. But yeah, hey, Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 84. I'm Alex. The man in the box is Addy. We've also got Pink here.
Hey there.
And Flower Volcano.
Hello.
Sweet.
Look,
Alright.
he's the only one who proposes us to get a full name.
Yeah. Because, I mean, honestly, none of us have as good of a full name as Flower Volcano.
I mean, I'm Frank the Trash Man, so...
But are you the Frank the Trash Man to us, or Frank the Trash Man to them?
Yes.
Alright, fair enough. I will no longer refer to you as Addy. You will now be Frank the Trash Man. Oh, man. Alright. No real topics except for just one that I don't think we're going to get much discussion out of today. It's something about the post-E3, like, month is so bad about news.
Nothing happens after E3, not until San Diego.
Yeah.
San Diego, yeah. San Diego is the new month. It's after August.
Believe it or not, this one was also named after a Roman emperor. Go figure. So, alright, the only news topic of note that I was able to find that any of us would give even the slightest inch of a shit about was they're making a they've released the first trailer for the live-action Mulan movie. And the first thing that needs to be said is, Disney, stop!
So, remember how the Little Mermaid? Yeah, so I was explaining that thing to my mom. And I went, you know how there were the old Disney movies like Mulan. I mean, they didn't make a movie out of that yet, but there's gonna be one next week, and this was last week. I was freaking right.
Ha!
So you know, nice.
I like how since Addy's like right now he's on a phone, I get to hear a repeat of my own obnoxious ha-ha noise.
Ha ha noise number 5.
Yeah. Ah, man. We'll put it on a soundboard next to Ralph Nelson from Simpson. Was Ralph's last name Nelson? No, I'm mixing two characters. There was Ralph and there was Nelson.
Yeah, you are.
Right, Nelson Muntz. Nelson Muntz. God, I always want to call him Ralph, but Ralph is Wiggum's son.
Yeah, Ralph is the maker.
Right, okay. I am ashamed. I am ashamed as a Simpsons fan.
I'm not, because I'm not a Simpsons fan.
Yeah. Well, the way Simpsons are, I don't blame you. But, so, I mean, the Mulan movie, I mean, there's already controversy circling around it, because, correct me if I'm wrong here, but didn't they say they were going to not have Shin or Wushu here? Or Mushu, excuse me. I've never actually watched the original Mulan.
Wushu, the combination of the two freaking warring states in China.
Yeah. Did anyone else hear about that they're not going to have Shin or Mushu?
I believe that is correct.
Now, someone who...
But then I like in my opinion, any of these Disney live action remakes is just there's already a controversy around it, and then I just distance myself. I don't care.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about Little Mermaid. Fuck that. Pass.
I still want to know if they're excluding Mushu, are they going to exclude all the talking fish in The Little Mermaid?
That's like 70% of the cast.
Right, who will Ariel's neighbors?
Big beard
No
man.
sharks, no dolphins, no crabs.
Well, there'll be fish in the ocean. They just won't talk. It's not going to be like Ariel's got an anti-fish aura, where like the parts of the ocean she's in, there are no fish.
What if that's exactly how it goes?
That'd be the dumbest shit ever.
Ariel's friends will be the Huns, and then Mulan will kill all the fish, the flying fish that came.
See, maybe that's why she wants to go to the surface world. It's like I've got no friends down here. There's nothing to do. I'm going up. I'm moving out.
All I got is my crusty old dad, Poseidon.
And then Poseidon is in the corner having sex with freaking monkeys.
I thought Poseidon was one of the only Greek gods who didn't put his dick in everything.
No, Zeus and Poseidon freaking ran contests on who could have sex with more women.
Oh, was Poseidon the one who raped Medusa?
I think so, yes.
Right. Boy, that's gonna make any repeat viewings of Little Mermaid awkward.
Any of these sisters of Ariel, or Ariel herself, could be a Gorgon.
A big snake woman.
Yeah, normally mermaids don't actually have the fish ends. It's just that they're half.
They fucked the fish. Oh man. So, I mean, I can't see how Mulan would be Mulan without Shin or Mushu, unless they're trying to like. I assume neither of those characters were actually in the original, not a fairy tale. I guess the original story.
Right.
So if they're trying to go for a more accurate take, but since when have we ever known Disney to try and go for an accurate take? Like, it's a famous thing to talk about, oh, so in the cartoon movie, it's a big happy ending, and oh, in the original story, they get raped and then murdered, and then their love interest eats their corpse.
Mulan transitions into a documentary about
A documentary about what?
Don King.
Oh. Alright, now no. Oh no, Eddie. Oh no. Oh god. I mean, I like that there's a movie about medieval China.
And that's about it.
Yeah. This looks like it might have a decent chance of being mediocre, which is unfortunate because we don't have very movies that are set in like medieval China or Japan or what have you.
Right.
We don't have many movies set in medieval times at all anymore, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, why have that when you can have a self-aware comedy where they wink at the camera after every other weed reference?
My favorite comedy movie is the one that Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg made because the narrator is a living, moving joint.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, remember the joint that came out bad. Remember the album they made together? Yeah, that was a soundtrack to the movie. It was like freaking. It wasn't Bill and Ted. It was some other names, but they go to university or something like that.
Okay, I've never heard of this movie or this soundtrack, but I'm fascinated nonetheless.
Yeah, people somehow even forget that it was Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa because I heard in a random I watched it, I was like, there was this one shitty stoner movie that I watched where one of the main characters was just a moving joint. And I immediately knew which one he was talking about. So it's like the movie starts off. You're in a freaking like classroom. The moving joint is on the teacher's desk, and he's like, "Yo, if you wanna watch this movie, you gotta puff up. You gotta freaking light up a good one, and then freaking hit a doobie, my dude."
My dude. Oh man. Yeah, Snoop does what Snoop does, I guess. I mean,
I remember the one big thing about Snoop Dogg's AMA or Reddit was like every 15 minutes he would post updates on the number of joints he's. By the end it was something stupid like 55 or something. He did
Past
an
a
AMA
certain
for
point,
that.
you have to wonder if he's lying. Like, is it physically possible to do that?
Like he's either the living joint monster or he's lying.
He's just eating them. Uh, it's always a good time whenever we talk about Snoop Dogg. Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about Milan, weren't we?
I think so.
Yeah, my favorite scene from Mulan is where she lights up a big joint and smokes.
And she blows the smoke in Attila the Hun's face.
Yeah. I mean, that could actually be a scene, but with opium, so.
Yeah. I think this is a little too early in history for opium, Maddie. Well, unless you're assuming that opium has just been a constant thing of China, like the instant
It was always there.
when the Han Empire was founded, fucking 6,000 years ago, the Han Emperor was addicted to opium.
The Han Emperor was opium.
He was made out of opium. Oh man.
Being made out of opium is what gave him heavenly power.
That and absurd cruelty. That's a good mix there, opium and cruelty. I mean, have any of us actually watched these live-action Disney movies? Right, Addie, you watched live-action Aladdin.
Sadly, yes.
So these are supposed to be really poor quality, right? And Disney's just throwing them out because, hey...
Yeah, it really looks that way.
The editing,
Cinderella
the
is
editing was
so
nice
boring.
and- Sorry.
Addie, you were saying?
Alright. The editing is nice, usually. Well, judging by Aladdin, the editing is nice, everything else is...
Everything else showed up for work.
Yeah.
Th-
The
th-
editors were paid extra.
Yeah, I mean, we just recently, like, just within this, like, week, the reviews started coming out for the Lion King live action. And is it actually released yet?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
And yeah, the reviews aren't too kind to it. It says, like, the general agreement seems to be, like, yeah, it's not a bad movie, it's just terribly uninspired.
It's not a bad movie, it's not a good movie, it's the movie. Mufasa is now voiced by Roman Reigns.
So, I mean,
This is his yard now.
on one hand, a lot of people are like, what? How could you do it without Mushu and Shen for Mulana? But, I mean, if they're gonna do it differently with this one, then it may actually be worth making as a movie instead of just being like, oh yeah, hey, you watched Aladdin once, want to watch it again and feel like you're a little kid again? Because that's the reason they're making this shit. They're making it for, kids of the 90s who grew up watching Aladdin. And now Mulan, I guess.
Right.
So, I mean, some actual changes might... I'm sorry, Addie?
I'm looking forward to the Treasure Island live action.
That actually would be alright. Not enough people watched the first one, so...
You're right.
Or the freaking Voyage to Atlantis or whatever it was called.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
There's been a lot of people asking for an Atlantis live action.
They would need to blow all the budget for CGI.
Yes.
The Rock would also be there for some reason.
No.
That little quiet no. That That is the despair of The Rock being in more movies than he should be. It's not even a vocal despair, it's just a quiet, like, no.
It's a quiet suffering.
Oh, man. But, so, yeah, we got about as much talk out of Mulan as a topic as I was expecting.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and mark down a timestamp here, which I will mark down this timestamp and probably have to erase it later because I'll completely forget to handle every other timestamp. But, hey, Addy, do you know what's coming out on the channel this week, or do I have to look it up?
Look it up because I have no idea.
Okay. I'm prepared for the call quality to decline, but in the meantime, I can still talk because, hey, I'm the one hosting the fucking podcast. It's on my computer. There won't be any lag. So you guys are just going to have to sit here and listen to me babble on like an asshole while all this shit loads in. And oh Christ, it is taking a while. I would expect that we're probably going to have a couple of our typical ongoings still going on. But I can't say for sure because it's taking forever to load.
We may never know.
Yeah. Hang
We
on.
shall never know. Give you a second to look it up.
No, I got it. I'm almost there. You can't take this away from me now. Now I'm at the finish
We've come
line.
too far.
Oh, apparently last Shut Your Mouth Lounge actually got a view. Holy shit.
Incredible.
It was me.
Fuck off.
I actually listen to that on Sundays when I have nothing else to watch.
Ha! You listen to it the Sunday after you record it?
Yeah? I don't have a good memory. I don't remember what the hell we talked about.
I wonder what we talked about yesterday. I should listen and find out.
I could probably do a couple months old episode, but not one I just recorded myself.
A lot of times I wait a couple of days and I'm like, I remember this moment being funny. Let me listen to that and see if it was. And then I grade my performance.
S rank, yeah. I deserve a promotion.
when we combo the jokes together, it just goes up in the counter until it reaches satanic.
Yeah.
And then reboot Dante breaks through the.
Please no. Okay, so we've got going up on the 15th. We have Game Dev Tycoon, Pink and Addy teaming up to make the ultimate games of all time.
Nice.
And on the 19th, we've got Astroneer, where it's us versus Arkham versus the frame rate.
Yeah, it's us versus the game's frame rate. Well, it's us against the tether system, really.
Well, for the first half of the video, yes, it's definitely us against the tether system, because me and Pink did not figure that shit out until it was, like, way later.
So even the FPS, the tether system was killing the FPS. So.
Well, yeah, it's us versus the FPS. Hey, do you got anything coming out on your channels?
Yes, I recorded an episode of like one of the series that I'm doing, which doesn't make sense, but whatever. Of the Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Oh, alright. So you're getting in there on some of that Naruto weeb shit.
Yeah, because I mean I already own the game, so I might as well cover it.
Yeah. So that's coming out on your channels. You got anything else coming out?
No.
Alright. Pink, you got anything coming out on your channel?
At this juncture, I'm going to say no with a question mark.
Fair enough. Volc, you got anything coming out on your channel?
Nope.
Alright. So that leads us into what we are doing this week. So, Pink, what are you up to, man?
Oh, what have I been up to? Let's see. I watched a bit of a movie with Kevin Hart in it. It wasn't a comedy.
Really?
I don't think it was. It might have been. I might just not be funny, but I don't know.
Yeah. What was the name of the movie?
I have no idea because I walked in as it was starting, and then I walked out probably halfway through. I think it co-stars whoever that Breaking Bad guy is. What's his name?
You mean Aaron Paul?
No, which one's Walter Baldwin?
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. I think it co-starred him, but I'm not sure.
The only comedy I can think of that Bryan Cranston has done in the last 5 years is that one with James Franco.
Right. And it wasn't a comedy, though, so that's...
Oh, you watched The Upside.
The Upside.
Is it a comedy or is it a serious movie? Volc, do you know?
I didn't watch it. I just know about it. I think it's not a comedy, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more of a drama type thing. There's humor in it at moments, but it takes itself pretty seriously.
A serious Kevin Hart movie.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
I don't usually like Kevin Hart, but, I mean, props to the guy for doing something different for once.
I don't usually like Kevin Hart, but I mean, I still don't.
So, what was the movie about?
Basically, Mr. Hart is I want to say, former convict. He's on parole and he has to get a job. And he stumbles into getting a job as a caretaker.
Oh, okay, yes, I do remember this movie. I saw the trailer for it, right, and Bryan Cranston's character is he paraplegic or quadriplegic?
Quadriplegic.
Okay. Right, yeah, this is coming back to me. I remember seeing the trailers for this. I thought it actually looked alright.
Yeah, it was alright.
Alright.
From what I saw of it.
I'm glad to see Kevin Hart's branching out of comedy, because everybody was kind of getting tired of his comedy routine, so... I mean, that's probably the most natural way to mix it up when you get stuck in a kind of comedy set like that. And Kevin Hart, being the comedic performer he is he doesn't seem like he's very set well for mixing it up comedy-wise, so he might just explore other avenues, you know?
Right. Prolong the career to the best of his abilities.
Yeah. It is weird, the whole thing with Bryan Cranston, where he went so hard from being a nobody to, like, one of the guys in Hollywood that everyone's like, oh, holy shit, it's Bryan Cranston.
Right.
He will forever remain as Malcolm's dad to me.
I mean, the thing is, that is the way for most people until they actually watch Breaking Bad. Which, you haven't watched any of Breaking Bad, right? Right, Addy?
I have not.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Huh. I could definitely recommend it to either of you, but admittedly, I never actually finished Breaking Bad myself.
It's definitely something on my to-do list. Like, before I die 87 years from now, I'd like to at least know I watched a episode of what is considered one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
Think when you do die, do you want to go out with the freaking birthday song from? I think it was like freaking. No, it wasn't Kanye. It was Kanye, I think. Its lyrics go something like, "When I die, bury me in the Gucci store, bury me with 2 prostitutes."
What is it like? Hang on. Are we sticking by Egyptian rules? Like, what?
Yeah,
they gotta.
it's the Egyptian funeral.
They gotta
bury
kill
me with all my possessions, my wife, my dog.
They gotta
my
kill 2
87
prostitutes.
cats.
They gotta kill. Like,
No,
they gotta kill them.
No, they don't have to kill them. They bury them alive.
Bury them alive.
Oh yeah, that doesn't kill them. They'll be nourished off of photosynthesis, despite the fact they can't see the sun.
We don't have to feel bad about it because we didn't kill them. They just didn't dig out.
We didn't kill them.
David
Suffocation
gets
killed them.
It's the Batman logic.
David get the rich
I
off
didn't
of
kill that
fighting
man.
his
I just
powers.
didn't save him.
I didn't kill that man. His skull was just too weak to handle my elbows.
I didn't kill that man. His skull was just too weak to the Batmobile.
I didn't kill that man. I didn't kill that man. His ribcage just wasn't bulletproof enough for the Batmobile's machine guns.
I didn't kill that man. Falling into the ocean from the Batwing did.
Oh, man. Alright. Did you do anything else, Pink?
I know I did something else. Oh, I watched Shazam yesterday.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
So, I've heard differing opinions. Some people say it's, like, great. Some people said it's the cheesiest, dumbest shit.
It's a little of both, to be quite honest. But that's Shazam for you.
Yeah.
But is it the best of both worlds, Ping? Does it rock out the show? And whatever the other lyrics are.
Where are you coming from with this, Addy?
And then one kind of...
Like, okay, no, I recognize the song. I'm saying why. Are you just like in this situation like I can't figure out a way to link this into a dank meme? Better turn it into a Disney Channel thing.
No, it was just a mix of two like absolutes. So best of both worlds. So
Yeah, that's a little bit of a stretch, Addy. That was a low quality one on your part. We're paying you for more. We expect better of you here at the Shut Your Mouth Lounge. All right, so I'm the weirdest thing. Like, okay, so Dr. Savannah, what's up with him? Why is he a big muscular dude now and not the crazy little skinny skinny mad scientist that he is in the comics? What's up with that?
There's no real reason given for his physicality. It's just he's not a tiny little wizard dude. There's whatsoever.
Okay, but because the way they handled Savannah there, like, what I was really worried about with Mysterio going in Far From Home was that they'd try and make Mysterio beefier so that he'd be a big cinematic fight threat for Spider-Man. And it sounds like that fear actually was... that Marvel actually lived up to my expectations there. Marvel actually did right by me with that, with Mysterio. Mysterio was just as weak as he should be.
Right.
But when I think of that, like, making a villain that's not a physical threat, trying to beef him up and make him a physical threat just so you can get your big cinematic fight, like, Dr. Savannah is one of the biggest cases when I think of it.
Yep, that's absolutely what they did.
But what really bugs me there is it's Dr. Savannah. He can just make something for Shazam to fight.
Mm-hmm.
he chose a mech suit.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck it. Just take the Lex Luthor route and put him in a mech.
No, actually, he made himself a sex machine from the 90s.
Yeah. Do they at the very least does like the ending result in Dr. Savannah being, made frail?
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought I'd heard something about that he switches to a more comic accurate version by the end. Now, how comic accurate are we talking? Are we talking like little doddering old man that can barely walk?
I'm not really, but maybe. Because at the very end, he's kind of just hunched over in his little prison cell. So I'm assuming he can still walk, but maybe not.
He forgets to eat his protein shakes.
Yeah.
Thus losing mass.
Alright, so would you say the comedy is overboard in Shazam? Because that's one thing I've been wondering. Like, how much does the movie bother to be serious?
I don't think it really bothers to be serious in most cases. I'd say for some people the comedy is a little too much, but for me I'm also one of the few people on planet Earth that enjoyed the comedy in Ragnarok, so, take my opinion with a grain of salt there. Or a whole pile of it.
Did you say did or didn't enjoy the comedy?
Did enjoy.
You did. Most people enjoyed the comedy in Thor Ragnarok. What are you talking about?
I'm pretty sure. I feel like most people didn't.
No, people loved it. The movie where people didn't really enjoy the comedy was, if anything, Guardians 2, but even then, Guardians 2 had some stupid gags people really enjoyed.
Right.
Right.
Like, I think, conversely, I think I'm the outlier for not liking the comedy in Thor Ragnarok, for the most part. And, like, don't get me wrong, there were gags I really liked in Thor Ragnarok, but I thought a lot of it was, I don't know. I don't know. Thor Ragnarok, like, the wild thing is that I prefer the Asgard parts to the Sakaar parts. And basically everybody is like, man, the Asgard parts suck, but Sakaar's great.
You're all outliers on this thing.
All right, so okay, let's give a metric here. Would you say that Shazam is more or less serious than Deadpool 2?
Hard to say because in a while. I will say probably less.
Less serious than Deadpool 2. That's pretty not serious.
Right.
Huh. But, That is very weird.
I'd say the reason why I say that is because plot line for the heroism of Billy doesn't really start until a little, probably midway through the film.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the first half, he's kind of just off doing nothing. There's no reason for his being at all. It's like, you can understand Dr. Zavanna from the start, but Shazam himself is just kind of there, doing his own thing.
Huh, alright. So, it's a movie that's more about, like, a kid getting superhero powers than it is about, typical superhero antics, so to speak.
Yeah.
And my puppy comes in to contribute his bit to the podcast. How do the serious scenes shake up versus the comedy? Is it one of those movies where it's like, God, I wish there was less serious, or God, I wish there was more serious parts?
I'm thinking, if anything, and it's hard for me to say, I'd say people might want more serious scenes, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about you, because people want less serious scenes, because this generation has a odd fascination with hiding their emotions behind irony. But
Yeah.
like you, what do you think? What is your opinion?
I think overall it was completely fine with what they did. Don't think I wanted to see any serious scenes because it's a Shazam movie. Who takes Shazam seriously in the first place? And I feel like any serious scenes would have been out of place. The few that are there that are somewhat serious are occurring while Billy is not Shazam. He is just the little kid. And those go well with the story and the film.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wanting a serious scene from Shazam, though, I'm going to say no.
And you would say that if they did try to make it more serious in the sequels, it wouldn't work out?
Yeah.
Hmm.
W got the Rock in the sequels. I don't know if they do or not, but if they do, no.
Of course, we don't know for sure about Rock in the sequels because he might just be doing his own thing, his own franchise for Black Adam.
Right.
Which Black Adam, in complete opposite, like The Rock as Black Adam has got to be one of the weirdest and possibly worst casting choices DC's made. Because
Are you
Like,
sure about that? Because
yes.
Jared Leto. Jared
Leto's pretty bad, but Jared Leto from the beginning was an artsy weirdo type. I think if somebody was there to hold the leash on Jared Leto, and if someone was there to tell Jared Leto no, maybe there could have been something at least livable worked out of that.
Right. But who was gonna tell Jared no?
Right. Well, definitely not the guys on the Suicide Squad team who apparently could not say no to anything. But I think, for one thing, no one's going to tell The Rock no. But there's a character that The Rock plays in every movie. The Rock is one of those actors who plays the same character in every movie.
Right.
The only difference is how much that character smiles. If it's a serious movie, he doesn't smile very much. If it's a, comedic movie, he smiles a lot. But regardless, he is charismatic, joking guy who makes fun of everyone he meets and also thinks he's the greatest. In most movies, he is the greatest.
Right.
And
Also, Poontang Pie Maker.
I'm sorry?
I said also Poontang Pie Maker.
Poontang Pie Maker, right. And The Rock cannot ever work in a movie where jokes are not allowed. Because what people want out of Rock is him to be the joking action star. Above all things. That's where he got his start, going way back to the Attitude Era of WWE.
Right.
So making him Black Adam one of the most dour, humorless individuals in the entire DC universe is a massive mistake. And not only that, Black Adam's one of the most morally complicated DC characters. Pink, is Black Adam a hero or a villain?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
I'd say villain.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who'd say hero. And The Rock cannot do moral complexity. Because, at the end of the day, yeah, Black Adam kills a lot of people, but all the people that Black Adam has killed so far had it coming. Are you going to deny that Psycho Pirate didn't deserve to get killed? It's fucking Psycho Pirate. He tried to betray the entire universe and have it get eaten by the Anti-Monitor. It's more shocking that it took 20 years for somebody to drive his face through the back of his head.
To convey the moral complexity of Black Adam, they will have Booker T's team in the background.
Fuck, Booker T would be better.
I would love it. I would love it if it was Booker T.
I'd purchase my tickets now if it were Booker T.
Oh, man. Now I'm sad.
If Black Adam does not see the Rooney, everyone dies.
He just doesn't... I'm imagining a Muso game where Black Adam is doing the spin-a-rooney and he's comboing 100 people around him.
That's what I'm imagining as well. Booker T is spinning during the spin-a-rooney, and he forms a freaking hurricane with his leg.
And then he finishes up with a giant bookend that bookends 100 people.
Yes.
Oh,
It
man.
bookends the continent.
Yeah. I can't see Rock going well as Black Adam. Because, even when Black Adam had one-liners, he was never happy about it. When he says no more silly faces to Psycho Pirate, he's not doing it wink at the audience, ha-ha, like Rock would. He's doing it dead serious, no more silly faces, as he fucking pushes the Psycho Pirate's face through the back of his head. How's the side cast, by the way? There's only 3 characters I've heard about from Shazam, and it's Billy, Freddy, and Dr. Sivana.
Right. Those are the important ones of the side cast. There are a lot more, but they're not really notable. I think they all did a very good job, though.
Does Mary Marvel show up at any point?
Yes.
Okay. What about Uncle Freeman? Was his name Uncle Freeman or something like that?
I have no idea.
What about the tiger?
No tigers.
Oh,
sadly.
They gotta do the tiger at some point.
There are stuffed tigers, just no actual tigers.
No Toyota Tiger.
The fact that Shazam just has not only a talking tiger friend, but a talking tiger that wears a suit and has a posh British accent.
A tiger that wears a shoe.
Shut up. I'm turning into Sean Connery with age. Shut up. It's only gonna get worse from here on out. Very shortly, I'm going to be talking like this at every single injection. I don't know, that was half-assed. It's a pretty half-assed Sean Connery. Do you think that there's a decent chance we're going to end up getting a Shazam 2?
Yes.
And if we are to say that, like, Rock's not going to sign up to be the villain of any movie ever because he's the fucking Rock, then who would be the villain for Shazam 2? Because I know who I'm pulling for. I'm pulling for the one we're not going to get. I'm pulling for Captain Nazi.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't happen.
Just the sheer audacity of having a villain with a giant fucking swastika on his chest. And he's literally the spirit of Nazism. That's always the part that's wacky to me. He is the spirit of Nazism in living incarnate form.
Captain Nazi will be portrayed by Chris Pratt. Was he Captain America? Just to bring Hydra.
No, Chris Evans was Captain America. Chris Pratt was Star-Lord, though Chris Pratt has gotten in a lot of trouble in the past couple of years for political opinions, so...
Donald Trump will portray Captain Nazi.
I could see Donald Trump after his presidency ends, starts doing dumb shit like being in movies. And not even good ones, like Nicolas Cage ones, you know?
Yeah.
Or ones with Kevin Sorbo.
Face of two with Trump and Cage.
Well, see, the thing that's beautiful about that suggestion, Addy, is that would require a movie where Nicolas Cage is playing Donald Trump pretending to be Nicolas Cage, and Donald Trump plays Nicolas Cage pretending to be Donald Trump. So, I mean, I'd pay good money to see that.
That's what he needs to feed the free world. Be in shit movies to give us entertainment.
Fuck it. Bread and circuses. Bread and circuses.
Yeah, he might as well at this point if the whole president thing doesn't work out.
You know, if this whole president of the United States thing doesn't work out, I think I'm just gonna do a bunch of trashy movies.
He becomes a better wrestler.
Oh, God.
He's gonna start using the freaking chokeslam and say that his body Lincoln taught him.
Yeah, he went back in time to learn the chokeslam from fucking Abraham Lincoln. Man, I found out some wild shit the other day. Addy, you never told me, you told me about, Samurai Warriors and all that. You never told me that the Dynasty Warriors team also made Warriors games for the fucking 100 Years War and the Trojan War.
Well, yeah, because they're not as well known, and I forgot about them.
Well, apparently they considered it important enough that, one of the Warriors Orochi's games included Joan of Arc and Achilles.
The third one, yes.
So you can have fucking Ganyu versus Achilles in your Muso game, and then you can switch over to Smite and have Ganyu versus Achilles in your MOBA.
The thing is, I actually really dislike how Joan of Arc was portrayed in Warriors Orochi.
Isn't she the villain?
No.
I thought she was the villain in one of the games.
Maybe her own, I don't freaking know, but Daji is the villain in Warriors Orochi. Well, actually, Orochi is the villain, but Daji is the one that they're after in the first. it's also a time travel story because Japan.
Well, yeah, they have to. Let's see. Let's grab the Three Kingdoms era from like 100, the year 200. Let's grab the Sengoku era from like year 1600. Let's grab the 100 Years War from like 1300. Yeah, there's gonna need to be some fucking time travel here.
And the thing is, they're actually separate universes. It's just the Japanese gods are so powerful that they can bend universe and time.
Wait, are
At
they
the same
saying
time-
China, Japan, and Western Europe are different universes?
I guess maybe I don't remember the whole how they talk about the freaking getting people from foreign.
'Cause
That
that's
complicates matters.
That's a pretty wild revelation there. Oh yeah, England and China just exist in different universes, and we've not mentioned it yet. It just never came up.
But yeah, also because Koei, you can also play as Ryu Hayabusa, so you can play freaking Ninja Gaiden in Warriors.
It boosts the difficulty by 30. It shoots straight
Oh,
from
boy,
normal to extra. What's the fucking stupid Metal Gear Solid difficulty? European Extreme. Oh man.
The freaking that game is actually my first Devil May Cry like game, not Ninja Gaiden, freaking Warriors Orochi 3, because you have to play through on easy and then go through on higher difficulties, because if you don't, you will get annihilated because of stats.
Ah!
Like I know I've tried, and it's like there's actually no difficulty whatsoever unless you freaking use things that are versus stats, because things on extreme are just as hard to beat as they were on easy. I just have more effects on the screen now, and it's like then my freaking typhoons that I send out of my pistols as Zate Masamune aren't freaking just normal typhoons. They're typhoons that also summon fire freaking tornadoes.
Masamune gets pistols in Warriors Orochi?
Yeah, Masamune gets a dual wielding pistols, I think, and freaking like European freaking cover list.
Well, I mean, I guess if the Europeans are showing up, I guess there should be some overlap.
Yeah.
I'd like to
No,
see
also-
that Warriors Orochi, I don't know, 5. 5 will be the next one, right? They just did 4?
No? 4. Oh, yeah. 5 will be the... Yeah, okay. I was listening up to Dynasty Warriors.
Well, the next Dynasty Warriors is going to be 9 Extreme, I think. Because they just came out with 9, and 9 was very controversial because it's open world for some reason.
Because it made the freaking... It made the game like out of existence.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that sometimes it just crashed and didn't boot up ever after. And it's like I'm for an open world Musou game because of course I am, but it's like test it to see that if it works.
That requires too much time, Addy. We gotta get the game out right now for the next investment quarter. Or else the fucking Yakuza who run the fucking Zaibatsu are gonna come and beat your ass with a steel pipe.
If you don't release the game right now, the Tencent triads will show up and.
Yeah. Oh, that's worse.
I actually think that Tencent owns Koei as well.
Oh, I'm sure they do. They own everything now.
They even own Ubisoft.
Look, we just gotta say, when the coming Disney versus Tencent war arrives, you need to pick your side. I know which side I'm picking.
Do you want the mouse to rule over you or the Chinese?
Oh God.
That's actually the conflict in Mulan. The direction move.
Yeah, kind of.
It's the whole movie is about Mickey Mouse fighting Mulan for superiority.
The mouse hordes when the big battle
Mickey
scene
Mouse
starts.
summons the Skaven.
When the big battle starts, you just see the Skaven crest the horizon with Mickey Mouse at the head of the charge. It's like the fucking Riders of the Rohan from Lord of the Rings at Helm's Deep. Oh, Jesus.
And then Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White and 20% and the Holy Resurrected Knight show up.
We were supposed to be talking about what Pink's been up to.
Right.
He's been watching Mickey Mouse Battle Mulan.
Man, that's been wild.
Yeah, alright. Pink, what were we even talking about that you did?
We were talking about Shazam.
Right. I think we were kind of nearing the end of the discussion, though, weren't we?
Yep.
Alright, you got any final thoughts to say about it? Any big flaws or big, really great moments of the movie you want to go ahead and mention?
I liked how it kind of, in a way, fixed the DC universe, because, as we know, Superman and Batman, they all kind of suck. But in Shazam, the universe that they're living in, they fleshed it out to where it feels like how it's supposed to feel. Superman and Batman are kind of like celebrities, everyone's talking about them. They're the big stars, the celebrities of that universe. So that was cool to see everything get put right.
Woo, I love it when Batman murders the criminals. That's awesome, Superman. Please don't annihilate me like you did the entirety of Metropolis.
Right.
Superman, please don't Joker me.
Don't Joker me. Yeah.
Please don't throw me into the sun.
So all in all, I thought it was a good movie. Not great. I definitely enjoyed Aquaman over Shazam. And that's about all I have to say. Indeed.
Most people would not agree.
I don't agree.
I don't agree with you. I thought Aquaman's cast was far superior.
Shazam was
Although as much as I enjoyed Zachary Levi, I feel like him and his little child stunt double, Asher something, were the only big standouts of the cast. And in fairness, that's two people, and Aquaman also only had two big standouts as well. I just enjoyed their characters a bit more.
But what you're leaving out here, Aquaman did have Willem Dafoe.
Yes, it did.
Which is an automatic point in its favor.
Shazam was worse. Shazam was only a 9 out of 10 because it didn't have enough water.
It didn't have enough goblin? Is that what you said?
Water.
Well, it also didn't have enough goblin, so even if you had said that, you'd be correct. I'd like to see
That's 2 major points against it.
It's 2 major points against every movie that isn't Spider-Man, though, so... and even most of the movies that are Spider-Man. Alright, you do anything else this week, Pink?
I don't think so.
Alright. Addy, what you been up to, man?
Right. So, Blazing Chrome.
What?
It does exist, yes. Yeah?
Did you say Blazing Chrome?
Yes.
What's that?
Blazing Chrome is the Contra, the spiritual successor thing that they did that was showed off at the.
Oh, okay. This is the Bloodstain, but for Contra, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, how does it shape up compared to your classic Contras?
Right. Well, it's just Contra 3.
Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I personally don't think. Well, I don't have Contra 3 as my favorite Contra of the three that actually matter. But
is Contra 3 not considered the classic of the series?
It could be, but I don't give a shit. I like the first one better.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said Contra 3 was your favorite. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah, I ranked down the first one, the third one, and then the second one because the second one was just the first one freaking with new levels.
okay. But still, a new version of the third one is better than not getting one at all.
Yeah, new version of the third one is definitely better than whatever the heck Konami is doing with the series. Did you already forget that they announced a new Contra game?
No, I did not forget, actually. Though it did
Okay.
look incredibly underwhelming.
Well, yeah, it takes after the PS2 games. Of course, it sucks.
Yeah.
Might be controversial opinion. I don't know. I don't let Uptown freaking shoot.
I've not heard anything good about the PS2 games. Apparently,
But
my
yeah.
puppy hasn't either.
So Blazing Chrome. In Blazing Chrome, there are 4 characters. 2 are unlocked at start. 2 you have to unlock. I haven't unlocked the unlockables yet, but one of them is a kick-ass girl. The other one is a freaking robot with a red mohawk. So
Okay.
obviously I played as- Then for the unlockables, you have freaking like you have another girl. She beats the shit out of people. She doesn't have guns, and then you also have an
I like the idea of a melee character in a shoot 'em up.
Yeah, you actually because it's on Game Pass, but we can't play together on the Xbox version for some reason. So I might have to buy the PS4 one because that has multiplayer. But yeah,
I would not.
you might-
Yeah, don't pay money for that. Not when you're already getting it for free on single player. We can just pass on multiplayer.
but they can take it out of Game Pass.
They can take it out of Game Pass, which is why you play it now.
But yeah, so the levels are very much Contra 3. Like as I was going through the levels, the first 5 levels. I've done the first 4 levels. There are 2 levels that are secret levels that I haven't done. But yeah, when I was going through the first 4 levels, I was just going, oh yeah, I remember this part of Contra 3, and just
Oh.
repeating that ad infinitum.
Oh,
Volc is ripping the longest fart.
it's a pincher. Okay, she can't hear us. Keep moving.
All right, so
We're safe. We're safe. Get to the next piece of cover.
right, the guns. Once again, very much Contra 3. There's less gun types than there were in Contra 3 though. So, and then they didn't put in the ones that I liked.
Well, they probably
Right.
don't have as much budget.
Well, yeah, but I've gotta assume it's not harder to make a freaking homing missile than it is to make a charge up laser beam that you can fly at people with one.
Yeah, but then you'd be assuming. Assume is the vital word in that sentence.
But yeah, so the guns that we have are flamethrower, which I don't actually know what they call in this game. I just call them by the freaking whatever I call the Contra ones. So yeah.
Yeah.
You have flamethrower, you have laser, you have grenades, and there's another one that I'm forgetting. Which I probably never pick it up, so that's probably why I'm forgetting. But yeah, so other than those, there's also you can also get robots out of the pods that you can break. So you know you can, instead of just getting guns and having to fend for yourself that way, you can also get speed boosts, defense boosts, which give you 2 more hits to your 1-hit death, and then attack boosts, which just freaking summons us whatchamacallit, one of those robots that help you in radius. So those are your weaponry. The levels are pretty varied, though in true Contra Fashion, yeah. In true Contra Fashion,
True Contra
There's a 3D
fractions. Let's go ahead and do the math here.
so in true Contra Fashion, they have a 3D level, which Contra always, I think Contra always did it because they thought it looked cool, and I mean, most of it was, but then the 3D made from the third game.
Yeah.
So yeah, in this game, instead of opting for, you know, an interesting 3D thing, it's just Space Harry.
Heh. Oh, fuck Space Harrier. You've convinced me not to play
Yeah.
the game.
I hate Space Harrier as well. Though they do they do improve upon Space Harrier as well because you can get weapon pickups, and basically what the weapon pickups do is that if you get the highest pickup, you just don't have to aim.
Ha!
There's just homing missiles in that one freaking level.
Ha!
But yeah, so Space Harrier. The bosses are interesting. The levels are freaking long as shit. The levels are like four times as long as the original Contra 3 level.
Cool.
Yeah. And so, there's only 6 levels, but 6 times 4.
Oh God.
Because, like, they call them levels, or missions, I think, actually, but yeah, it's more biomes than levels, really.
Ha!
There's also mechs from Contra 3 and, freaking Metal Slug. Because, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Max and vehicle driving, I thought was a Metal Slug thing more than anything else.
I'm pretty sure it originally was, but then Contra went, yeah, I like that. And then the third game also had you driving the freaking dozer, like your GTO.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Yeah, overall, pretty fun game. Really not easy. But
Well, it's
It's
Contra.
Contra, like, of course.
It is Contra,
Yeah,
Addy, if that's what they build it up as.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike that it's hard. I'm just saying that it's hard because Brian was surprised by it. It had an 8-direction shooting, which is a series usual.
Ha!
And yeah, like, I just wanted to bring this up because he argued that it would be better if you had free aiming at all times. And I mean, for one, it would mess up the movement because the movement is tied to your aiming. But if it wasn't an issue, I wouldn't mind it be an option for people who aren't used to the 8-direction aiming because it can be hard.
Well, I mean, part of it, I have to imagine, is a game balance thing. Because the thing about having moving and aiming tied to the same stick, it means that you can't run away while shooting at someone. It makes a fighting retreat not possible. So from a game balance perspective, that was probably an intention, you know?
Yeah. There was also something else I was going to talk about regarding this, but I forgot. So yeah, moving on. I also freaking bought Blade for $3.
Blade?
Blaze Blue.
Blaze Blue. Okay, which one?
Something or other extant. Dong.
Did you say Magnum Dong?
No, I said Extendo Dong.
Extend no dong. Okay. Well, I think multiple of them have been called Extend now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Extend is just the complete game.
Okay,
So,
Central Fiction or Chrono Phantasma?
probably the latter. That's the one I remember.
Chrono Phantasma. I think. Okay, on what platform do you have it?
PS4.
I think I have Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasma on PS4.
Huh.
So that would definitely be something we'd do. And we'd leave Pink
I
out.
need to check into if it's actually that one.
We'd leave Pink out, which, to be fair, that's one game I think Pink's fine being left out on.
I mean, I don't know. From my experience, it's a lot easier than Guilty.
Well, I mean, the thing is, when I think Guilty Gear X2. And the Guilty Gear X2 characters weren't that complex. Whereas there are a lot of characters in Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasma that are fucking nuts. Like, just caked in subsystems, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm talking about complexity of input more than actually complexity of characters, because to me Guilty Gear requires more attention to what I'm pressing, whereas in Blaze Blue I just accidentally did like Il Sambo over and over again. Mod the arcade mode that way, or normal.
Ha!
So but then I also was probably with the Volc.
I think all the characters in Blaze Blue are supposed to be balanced.
Ah, okay.
I
Yeah, I've been playing both versions of the dude with the green hair.
Hazma, yes.
Yes, Hazama.
Hazma, and his second version is Yuki Terumi.
Yeah. Yeah, Terumi, I remember that. I've been playing both of them because I like their style, but not their actual fighting style, their clothing. Yeah. I've been having more problems with Hazama because Hazama is really focused on ground attacks from my experience, which is probably wrong, but I'm just starting shit out, so I wouldn't know what the actual purpose of characters are.
Well, so much of Hazma's systems are built around the chain system and using that scorpion hook, where Terumi is much more in your face and direct.
Yeah, I was having a lot more easier time with Terumi, but also I enjoyed Scorpion whipping people.
Yeah.
Because my favorite was I was fighting this chick with guns, with like 2 flintlocks or something like that, and she went on the other end of the screen to charge up a shot, but she had a magic pistol, so I just Scorpion.
Ha! Does it do damage?
Yes, it does a really small amount of damage if it hits them.
Oh, huh. Alright.
But yeah, other than them, the ones I've been trying out have been the big like freaking samurai guy with the Nodachi, I think.
Oh, is that the ladies' man guy, the guy with the black hair?
No, that's the ninja.
No. I'm not talking about Bang. I'm not talking about Bang Shishigami. I definitely remember his name. Is his name like Kabiya or something?
It's starts with a K, but it's not that. It's like Kage something.
Yeah, Kaguya or something.
Yeah, big robot dude with a samurai sword. Him.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've played Blaze Blue. I'd love to get back and play a little more of Iron Tiger, because I didn't spend much time with Iron Tiger, but he was pretty nuts when I last played. I remember also liking that Izanami chick, the goddess chick that could turn between different forms. And what's the name of the scientist girl? With the crazy, robot stuff she summons?
Robot stuff?
Yeah, she's like a kind of zoning character, but she's got like all kinds of crazy high-tech gadgets. She's supposed to be an inventor. She's got pink hair.
The only inventor type character I know of is the Platinum Inventor, or whatever her name is. The one who's also that girl from Terumi's, or something like.
I don't know much about the lore. Oh, and Rachel was cool too. That's actually... Blaze Blue has a really good cast. I've just never been able to get into the gameplay structure.
I don't necessarily agree, because I've been liking is Terumi and Hazama, and I also don't dislike how they're generic anime crazies.
Yes, that one of the biggest problems with Blaze Blue is the story sucks. It's anime. Like, it's a solid assembly of anime tropes, you know?
Yeah. But at least I haven't been freaking Blood Edge yet. I'm actively avoiding Blood Edge.
He's actually great. Well, I don't know about him. I don't know him about his like character in the story, but he's a really fun character to play. And I think Volc is right now. She's in Silent Hill, so.
No.
What did you do, Volc? Is Maria in your car trunk?
No.
Are you saying Volc strangled her wife?
Yes. Volk strangled her wife out of sexual frustration.
And now she's been to hang on, let's mix all the stories in there. Now she's been to prison. She thinks she's a veteran of I don't know, the War on Terror. What the fuck was Homecoming about? And also she can look at mirrors to go to the other side.
She's also looked into a room that has like all the locks in the world on the door.
And there's baby faces growing out the walls.
Wow.
Also, she's never getting released, just like PT.
Yeah. That's the horror of PT, that it's never coming out. Damn you, Konami. Damn you!
Yeah, Blaze Blue. I prefer Guilty Gear, but...
Oh yeah, absolutely. The cast is so much better.
Yeah. Like, with Guilty Gear, I'm like, I don't know which character I want to say is my favorite character. With Blaze Blue, I'm like, which of these characters do I like, even remotely?
Yup! Because...
My least favorite so far is the Titty Squirrel Girl.
The what girl?
Titty Squirrel Girl.
Yes, she is the worst. Boob Squirrel. Like, some of the female characters in that game are actually okay. The weird, creepy, hooded cat girl, she's cool. I like her.
Yeah.
You should play her sometime. She's actually a really fun Rushdown character, and I'm not a Rushdown character kind of guy, but she's a lot of fun.
I'll check her out, because I've been looking at her, but I'm like, no, it's too stereotypical of.
Well, I mean, it's weird, because she looks edgy, but her whole thing is she's actually very cutesy and very, like I want to say she even talks, like, with baby talk of dialect, you know?
I don't think she talks with baby talk, but I do know that she's a good guy from the arcade games I've played.
And her dad is, like, supposed to be a complete badass, I think, though they didn't add him as a playable character until Central Fiction. So I don't think he's in Chrono Phantasma.
I thought her dad was freaking not Claudio. What's his freaking name? The guy who was added in Tekken 6? Guy whose wife or sister Jin killed?
Oh, Miguel.
Yeah, I thought her father was Miguel.
Well, she's a cat in an entirely different series, so I assume not, but I could be wrong. I thought her dad was a giant gray cat named Jubei, but who knows? Maybe Miguel is just, Miguel's sexual prowess cannot be stopped.
Not even cats are safe.
Yeah.
Or maybe cats were the only type of pussies he could get.
Have you looked at Miguel?
I mean, yeah, but I don't. I'd say that I don't find him in freaking bloody hell. I'd say that I don't find him attractive, but then also I'm not gay, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
I mean, there's no you don't have to be of the appropriate sexuality to wager whether someone is attractive or not.
But yeah, I can tell if someone's like 11 out of 10 are attractive, but also I can see like the small things that could make people attractive to the other sex, or other freaking sexual things. I forget that.
Well, of course, the problem with this is that attraction is subjective.
Yeah.
So we're talking just to clue Volc and Pink here in it. We're talking about a character in Tekken who's very much like, well, he's honestly kind of stereotypical, like, Latino tough guy with an open shirt, and he's all hairy all over, but he's like really muscular and he's a tough guy and all that shit. Basically, he's basically Razor Ramon, honestly.
Those are the images coming to my mind when you're talking.
Addy, now that I think about it, Miguel is just Razor Ramon.
Yeah, true. I think the only reason I dislike him is because he reminds me of my freaking alcoholic godfather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he also liked to go around shirtless, and he also was nothing but hair. No skin, but hair.
I'm gonna assume he wasn't in as good a shape as Miguel.
No, definitely not. This is also the same godfather that chased me around with a machete, so you know.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that's what Razor Ramon was doing 10 years ago, probably, but he's cleaned up, hasn't he?
Yeah, Razor Ramon 10 years ago was chasing me around with a machete.
Oh, we thought we had to watch out for Heidenreich. We actually have to watch out for Razor Ramon. It turns out that first part of his name is actually quite literal.
He just wanted to survey my blood type.
Yeah.
But yeah, by tasting it.
Oh, God. Alright. Did you do anything else this past week, Addy?
No, I've mostly been working, other than that.
Alright. Look, what'd you do this week?
I too watched Shazam, and I think that was all I did.
What'd you think of Shazam?
I really liked it.
Is there anything you could point to in particular as being your favorite part?
I like the heart in the movie. I like that they're able to tell Billy's story of being an orphan. They did a really good job of it. And I like his foster family he has. So, yeah. I also like how they show how he becomes a hero, because he is just a kid. And I like how their take on it. I like how they did it.
I mean, with Shazam, like, him being such a character that most people consider ridiculous, even though there's obviously a lot of comedy there to the kind of character Shazam is, that's kind of inevitable. Like, as Pink was pointing out, it's difficult to take Shazam seriously because of the inherent nature of the character. And not just that he's a kid who turns into a superhero, but that Shazam is on its face such a cheesy character that even if it was just a regular adult, he'd still be cheesy.
Right.
But I think him being a cheesy kind of kiddie comedy character, though, does offer a lot of opportunity for heart there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that they've got that present. Pink, would you agree with what Volc's saying here, that the story had lots of heart?
Absolutely.
So I assume a big part of the movie is Billy and Freddy's friendship, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I forget. Are they the only two adopted kids, or is Mary there? Is Mary also part of the siblings?
Oh, yeah, they got other kids there.
So Mary is part of the siblings? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. But if you had to point out, like, something bad about Shazam, what would you say, Volk?
Oh, I gotta think back on the movie. So it was a while ago I watched it. Honestly, I can't think of anything at the moment that, like, really bothered me.
All right.
Something that bothered me very briefly was around the midway point. It almost started to feel like it was dragging on a bit too long, but then it picks right up immediately thereafter. So I think overall the pacing of the movie was spot on.
All right. Pacing can be very difficult, especially with a movie like that.
Yeah.
All right, you got anything else you really want to say about it?
No. I just really enjoyed it.
All right. So, did you do anything else?
I played Nintendo Land last night.
What is Nintendo Land?
It's an old Wii U game. I pretty much
Oh!
just play. Yeah.
Oh, the launch title, right? That was loaded with mini games.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Oh
one.
no!
We were playing it. Because we got some new Wii remotes yesterday at a yard sale. They had that motion plus thingy on them. Because you couldn't
Right.
play certain games without it. So we have 4 of them now. and so we were playing the games we didn't get to play because we didn't have them. So we were doing that last night. Then I created a
Wild.
couple. Yeah, I created a couple new me's. I made Robin and Billy from Stranger Things.
Really, Billy, but not Steve?
Oh, we already have a Steve.
Steve was there a long time ago.
I made him back in like 2017. I didn't make the other people because they didn't exist really, or I didn't care about them.
Fuck him. Yeah, alright. And, Did you... Okay, this Nintendo Land... The collection of minigames, how big is it?
It's not that big. It's got like, I think 8 maybe. You have a Legend of Zelda one. You have a Metroid one. You have a Mario, and then a Luigi's Mansion kind of one, where one player is a ghost and the others have to find him before he catches everybody.
Okay, now was this game a $60 game in its time, or did it just come with every copy of the Wii
Oh
U?
no! I think when we got it, it was like $10 or something. It's actually really cheap. I was surprised. It's just why we got it.
Does anyone remember what the price was at release, though?
I have
No.
no idea.
Huh. Alright. Would you say that the game has aged well? Would you say that the mini games are, of some degree of quality?
Right, yeah, I think they're still good. My favorite one's the Animal Crossing one. That one, you're supposed to collect candy and guards chase you. So one player is the guard and the other people have to catch candy.
I can't see there being any violence in the Animal Crossing universe.
It is great.
You're so wrong.
Yeah, that one, my throat hurt from screaming so hard.
Mr. Resetti is known for killing all of the villagers who don't pay back their deaths by 440.
Yeah. The Animal Crossing minigame and the Luigi's Mansion one were the only ones I even remember from that.
Yeah, they're kind of the best ones. The Metroid one's pretty good though, because you're a team and you're trying to kill all the little monsters. So, but that one we couldn't play beforehand until yesterday. So,
Wait, did that require the Wii Motion Plus?
yeah, that's why we couldn't play it.
That is so. Was that a Wii U game or
It was a Wii
normal
U
Wii?
game. It was just a Wii U game.
Why would that require a Wii Motion Plus?
I really have no idea.
That is so weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is
So
why
we
the
thought.
this is why the Wii U failed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's probably more factors than that, but...
So,
but this is a very big one. You have to agree with me there. Like, at the top of the list, having a Wii Motion Sensor Plus thing in a launch title, that's got to be, like, at the top of the list, right?
But yes, so Volc, now that you've played the Metroid minigame, you will buy that shitty 3DS Metroid game that they teased a couple of E3s back. Right?
Oh, maybe.
The one with the chibi Samuses.
Oh! Yeah, I don't have a 3DS, but... Yeah.
I have no idea what Metroid game you guys are referring to.
I don't either.
Everyone, a couple of E3s back, I remember, or I think it might have been Nintendo Direct, I don't remember. But I remember seeing, like, it was like, Metroid, and then freaking Samus's face comes up. And then it turned out that it was like a shitty freaking 4-person online shoot 'em up something or other. That was like barely even 3. And they call it something like Metroid Other M, not Other M, freaking. Which was the one that was first FPS? Prime, right? So they call it Metroid Prime something or other.
I'm surprised. Hang on. Is that the first Metroid game that's come out since Other M?
Maybe.
Other M screwed the pooch that badly?
Yes.
That's still nuts to me. I feel that I'd probably have stronger feelings about it if I'd actually ever played a Metroid game, wouldn't I? I'm just
I
confused.
played Super Metroid and I didn't like it.
Admittedly, I've not heard much about Other M other than it turning Samus into a wet dish rag, which is, bad for any kind of character that's expected to be a badass, but, But,
Yeah.
Alright, you do anything else this past week?
No, I don't think I did.
Alright.
Before we continue, because my phone is freaking dying and I probably have to leave, put up a timestamp for this week's meme.
Oh, Christ. Hang on. Shoot. It's not actually going to upload until the timestamp is well past inaccurate. Oh, there we go. I don't understand.
It's a reference to Sonic Mania.
Oh.
I thought so, but I couldn't tell.
Well, then it should just be, it should just be Bony Boy Mania. Don't disrespect the Bony Boy. He didn't drink all that calcium for nothing.
That I hate.
What?
It's those shield people that I hate from freaking Run. Oh, the birds! The birds!
The birds are more of a problem. The bone guys aren't a problem. The shield guys take a little bit of getting used to. But it's the fucking birds that are the problem. Oh, man.
Coming to a freaking game near you. Coming to a Toys R Us near you.
I'd like to see that. It's just a toy that's a big old pack that says birds. Yes, little boy, would you like burb? And that's it.
I mean, that's just how most freaking Chinese like animal packs work. I know because I had a couple. It was just like these non-articulating freaking like heaps of plastics molded into a vaguely dinosaur shape, and then there was just a big sticker that said dinosaur. Which one? You figure that shit out. We are repeating up.
Hey, we already made it. Our problem's done. Now it's up to you to figure this shit out. Okay, I hate to interrupt meme hour with something, but I just want to go ahead and mention. I'm going through and downloading Creator Wrestlers on 2K19. And of course, the very last download I get to have today, it's going to be Doink the fucking clown.
Yes!
Oh no, he needs DLC! Fuck!
No!
Never mind.
Why does he need Andre, Sting, and Psycho Sid? Those three aren't DLC. I've just not unlocked them yet.
Yeah, you need to unlock them.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
Yes.
It is. It's also why I couldn't freaking download a good RVD when it was free that 1 week.
But I was able to get a good RVD. Oh, that Yokozuna looks terrible. I'll get you manga.
I don't think there are any good Yokozunas. They don't have any body sizes big enough.
I need to complete Showcase to download you manga. William Regal is disappointed.
Get Ty Jerry.
Addy, were you sitting on any more memes, or was that the only one?
No, that was the only one.
Alright, sweet. So I can go ahead and talk about what I've been up to this week. Alright, let's see. I continued on... Right, I got Stranger Things Season 3 started and finished.
Nice.
Yay!
I didn't like it.
Not
Never mind.
nice.
I'll be on it. Like, for one thing, I wasn't a big fan of the pacing. The first 6 episodes just kind of dawdle around and play around with ideas. And then episode 7 and episode 8, it's like, oh fuck, we need to finish this. Wrap it up, people. Like, this is a distinct, like, this is a microcosm of what I just had to deal with Game of Thrones last week. Game of Thrones, it's like, well, there's 8 seasons for what should have been 13 seasons. So that didn't work out. And then here we got Stranger Things Season 3. There's 8 episodes to cover what should have been 12 episodes. And this is especially weird considering it's Netflix, who is infamous for dragging shows out that don't need to be dragged out.
Right.
But this one, it's only 8 episodes. They really would have benefited from having more episodes. I guess because they blew so much of the CG budget. By the way, spoilers for Stranger Things Season 3 going forward, so that I just don't have to deal with that shit. But, and they play around a lot with ideas that they don't do anything with. That really killed me. Because, like, early on, they're like, oh, hey, so now there's monsters that look like people. We don't know who we can trust. You know what they do with that? Nancy gets to fight Jake Busey. That's it.
And then the weeping angels arrive and kill everyone. The end.
And another thing that bugged me, after she kills Jake Busey, well, then she has to fight a big Resident Evil monster. In the hallway, her and Jonathan have to fight it. And then 11 just fucking chucks it out a window. And we never again see them form a monster. So that was like, why even have that? Why not just make it that when Jake Busey and so-and-so, liquefy, they just immediately switch to go and find the host. Go and find the Mind Flayer. I mean...
So, yeah.
Early on in the season, there's a moment where you can see the kids Mike and the kids all talking over the D&D table, right? And very clearly, as they're talking, the camera draws your eyes towards, in the background, a poster for John Carpenter's The Thing. A rather famous horror movie about a monster that absorbs people and looks like them. Which is the exact same thing that the monster, the Mind Flayer, has going on in Stranger Things Season 3. Which makes you think that a lot of the focus on this season is going to be that the monster could be anyone. And no, it's not at all a focus. The monster, really, it's about making a big dumb kaiju in the final couple episodes. Hey, we'll fight Jake Busey, and hey, we'll fight this Resident Evil Birkin monster, but other than that, no. There's no point to any ancillary functions this thing has. So why did it even bother trying to infiltrate the human world for the limited time that it did? When clearly it should have just gone around eating people to get bigger. From the very beginning. So that really bugged me. The other thing that really bugged me is a big part of this is that instead of the U.S. government being the villains here who set up everything, now instead it's, the Soviets have infiltrated Hawkins, Indiana. And they do nothing with it. Because every character that finds out about the Russians, the Soviets in Indiana, are just like, it's the Russians, and that's it. They're never like, what does this mean? Why
that's where they went.
Why are they here? What are they doing here? What's the plan? Why are they building a big fuck you engine to open the Hellgate back up? What are the political implications of the Soviets successfully fucking infiltrating the heartland of the United States? But they never talk about any of that shit. Dustin and Steve are just down there in the vents, and they're not talking about, holy shit, it's the Russians. They're talking about, oh boy, don't you love My Little Pony? There's too much comedy this season. I gotta say that. There's definitely too much comedy. And I mean, it feels rough for me to criticize a lot of this, because there are things that Season 3 did that I really enjoyed. I like how each season of Stranger Things, there are more people being added to the party, so to speak. Because with Season 1, you had your party. Season 2, Steve and Max joined the party. Season 3, Erica, Robin, and Murray joined the party. And Alexi. But, I mean, it does inevitably call into question, like, holy shit, is everyone in Hawkins going to know about this before the end of it?
Yeah.
Because, like,
Small town, they should already know.
Also, holy shit, how are they going to explain the fact that the Kaiju was just running through the center of town throughout the entire latter half of Season 3, and nobody noticed? Nobody gave a fuck. How? That doesn't make sense. I can't buy it. I honestly can't buy it. And why are the Russian... And it's such a... Like, plot convenience. Like, a lot of people give way too much hard of a time for plot convenience, right? Like, at the end of the day, there are a lot of stories that just couldn't happen because... there would need to be plot convenience. And you accept that the idea of the story is, what if this convenient thing happened? But the thing is, when you're taking a story that's already been going on for a long time, and then something convenient happens, then it's a little weirder if the story started with a convenient event occurring. And, holy shit, the thing in the mall where Robin figures it out, it's like, yeah, of course the conspiracy's going on your front doorstep. What? In the exact same fucking mall you work at? Like, isn't that a little too convenient?
Right, so my phone is telling me to go, so I'm gonna leave you with this. So you know how they could modernize Doctor Who?
Well, they did make Doctor Who into a woman, so they've already started that effort.
Replace the Weeping Angels with the Vaping Angels.
You have to say that while I was taking a drink, Addy?
Yes. But yeah, bye.
Yeah, later, you fucker. Alright, back to the Stranger Things talk. And my god, Hopper was just shitting the bed this season. It's like the character development wasn't there. He was just the biggest asswipe to every other character on the cast. Every single one. Was there anyone on that cast Hopper did not spend the season giving a hard time to? He's giving shit to Eleven. He's giving shit to Mike. He's giving shit to Joyce. He's giving shit to Alexi. He's giving shit to Murray. Like, why did he just suddenly this doesn't fit. It doesn't feel like it fit into the characterization of him prior. He's an asshole who mouths off and just gives everybody shit for nothing. When in the first 2 seasons, his whole thing was that he was kind of a depressed, tough guy who had difficulty with emotions. Which, like, that's present for the first and last episodes. But all 6 episodes that occur between, he's just kind of a dickhead. And that ending, like, shut up. Either Hopper isn't dead, in which case they have to explain him zipping off to Russia. Or Hopper is dead, in which case he got an incredibly lame death. Like, keep in mind, if Hopper did die in that lab, on the off chance, because a lot of people think that the American that the Russians are keeping hostage is actually Dr. Brenner, which would make sense. That would actually explain why the Russians were in Hawkins, Indiana, because they're there to go search out the shit that Brenner told them about. So if Hopper did die in that lab, like, after all this trouble, after all the monsters they fought, after all the government agents that they fought, Hopper just kind of gets killed because the machine wouldn't let him go? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's very limp. Like, at the very least, if you're going to kill Hopper, have him be killed by one of the monsters. We've not actually had a main character get killed by a monster yet. There was Bob, but Bob was kind of a side character in the same way Alexi was.
Right.
And Alexi, didn't get killed by a monster either. The only character who got killed by a monster this season, of note, was Billy. And the thing is, Billy set himself up to die. It wasn't it wasn't a big intimidating moment for the monster to build him up as a threat. And it was the monster's last moments, too.
Alexei got killed by the Terminator, and I think that counts as a monster.
I don't think it does.
He was scary like one, though, so...
The Terminator here is equivalent to the assassin old lady from season 1 that killed the fry cook.
Oh, yeah. I didn't like her either.
And she got sent off real easy. Because 11 ran into her and cooked her brain. And that was it. Whereas, the Terminator feels like he's more of an antagonist than the fucking monster in season 3. The Terminator feels more like he's the antagonist than the fucking monster in season 3 at certain points. The Mind Flayer, after so much build-up throughout season 1 and season 2, was really underwhelming, honestly. It's oh, it's a big monster. Oh no, 11's powers are disabled. She can't fight back. Oh, well, I guess we're just going to close the Hellgate and everything's fine. Hopper died, but Hopper didn't even get killed by the monster. He got killed by the thing that was opening the Hellgate. And yeah, Ted made some accusations on the forum that the series is doing a very poor job of keeping up the horror. And yeah, he's right. He's definitely right. Because season 1, there was some serious tension in season 1. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when the monster gets Barbara, that is, one of the big oh shit moments. Because the monster doesn't just get Barbara. It gets Barbara and no one even fucking noticed. It takes a while for Nancy and Jonathan to put together, oh, she disappeared in the middle of the night. That's fucking weird. But here we got this big dumb kaiju screaming through the middle of the town. We could have had a proper horror monster here in the people. In, Jake Busey. But we didn't do that. We did a big dumb kaiju. And of course, we blew the CG budget on it, and we blew the CG budget on a big dumb fight where everyone throws fireworks at it. This fucking Cthulhu beast apparently can't stand fireworks.
I can't blame him there. I don't like fireworks.
I don't either.
Admittedly, I've never had one thrown directly at my face, so that's probably pretty different. But it's kind of lame for a big monster. I mean, let me circle back around to find some things I did like. So, Alexei was a really fun character. I thought he was a really neat addition to the cast. He's in the same department as Bob, where I am actually really sad he's not going to be in future seasons. Because Bob was great in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Alexei was great in season 3. The moment where he is just sipping on the slushie while staring at Todd was great.
Yeah.
And Hopper's just saying, oh yeah, he's a child murderer. And Alexei's looking with the most innocent eyes possible, like he's a fucking puppy dog. As weird as it is, Murray's an interesting addition to the cast just because he's such an out there weirdo compared to everyone else. Everyone else is connected to the central story in some manner. They're all Hawkins residents. Except for Murray. Yeah, Murray just got dragged in by Hopper, who somehow knew him distantly. I half forgot Murray was a character until they got to his house. The wild thing about Murray that I thought was kind of great was how they're just hey, so there's Russians in Indiana. We need help dealing with them. And Murray's okay. Well, let's get going. Let's not waste any time.
It's just what I do.
No question.
That's why they pay me.
No fucking questions asked. What else was good? Oh, well, yeah, obviously Robin and Erica were both great additions to the cast. I mean, Erica's great because, honestly, the fact that there was little to no acknowledgement of Lucas's family outside of, like, one scene way back in season 1 always seemed kind of weird to me. Because, like, they set up Will's parents as just being fucking idiots. And Joyce obviously is involved, but we never really see much acknowledgement of, like, and also Dustin's mom is too busy with cats or something. But we never see
not
much.
anymore.
She got a new one. Remember, at the end of season 2, she got a new one?
I don't remember.
Yeah, she gets one at the end.
Well, that's good to know.
God, that was the worst part of season 2. The entire stupid storyline of Dustin thinking he could keep an Eldritch Abomination as a pet was the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Like Dustin, who was quickly established as being quite possibly the smartest character on the whole cast, thinks he can keep Cthulhu as a pet.
Yeah.
Worked out well for the Gremlins, right?
No.
Don't feed D'Artagnan after midnight. Oh, man. But what was I going to say? There's something I had in mind. But the acknowledgement of, oh, now I'm forgetting his name. That's awesome.
Lucas. So
Finally acknowledging Lucas's family in some meaningful manner. Like, I'm happy about that, because it's always been kind of weird that they were excluded.
yeah.
Right.
And Erica's a fun addition to the cast in that she's telling everybody on the cast how fucking stupid they are. Which is always a fun character type, because there's always inevitably some moment in the movie where you're going to be like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a character there who confirms what you're saying. And Robin's fun. She's a different kind of character for Steve. I will say, like, Robin right now is not an independent character herself. Like, she's kind of a side character for Steve, which I think was probably the intention from the beginning.
Right.
But it does feel like a lot of the character's point of existence is the effect, like, what she says about Steve and how he's changed. You know?
Right.
But she's a fun character. And what else can I say? The casting was actually really good. I love the villain cast. They were getting so many guys from the 80s who haven't gotten work since. Because our villain cast, we've got Jake Busey, we've got Cary Elwes, we've still got Matthew Modine. Like, these are all three actors that have not gotten work in a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And they're all very well cast. Cary Elwes was great as the mayor. I was actually disappointed he didn't get more scenes. And Jake Busey, Jake Busey is Jake Busey.
Yeah.
He shows up, every movie he shows up and he's like, I'm an asshole. And, that's it. But, I mean, if you're good at playing an asshole, you're good at playing an asshole. And, yeah, he played a really hateable asshole.
Job well done.
It was a good moment in the show when Nancy bashes his brains in with a fire extinguisher.
Mission accomplished.
Also, like, going way back to season 1, like, watching season 3 made me realize the only characters in this show who have ever actually killed people, the only character who's ever killed a person was 11. And that count has now gone up significantly. Because, for one thing, how many Russians did fucking Hopper kill?
All of them.
Like, past a certain point, Hopper is just Rambo with a badge.
Bat Rambo.
And then there's Nancy bashing Jake Busey's head in, and sure, he was secretly a monster, but you can't change the fact that you bashed in the head of something that at least looks very much like a human that you knew in life. And Jonathan killing his boss, too. So now Jonathan's in that circle.
And he's out of work.
Yeah. Jonathan killing people doesn't surprise me too much, but that's just because I don't like
No.
Jonathan. I don't like Jonathan.
Yeah. I don't
Boy.
either.
Is he out of work, or does he inherit the entire newspaper now?
Well, they fired him beforehand, so I don't think
Yeah,
he's
but
Well, he moved away, so it doesn't matter.
oh, that's true. My bad.
Oh man,
He's taking the newspaper with him.
Pink, do you think that like businesses work on a feudal system?
Yes, as all things should.
Uh, Lord Earlsborough, Lord of the West Eastwick fucking newspaper, inherited from his father, who died of gout 3 years ago. I mean, I appreciate that they tried to include different influences, because, you know, we go back, the first couple Stranger Things were very much, you know, there were Goonies and Silent Hill and It, kind of a mix of those three. And season
Right.
season 3 for a good long time tries to be a mix of, like, The Thing and Terminator and Resident Evil, and then it just kind of turns into something else by the end. Like, I want to commend the first 4 episodes to sticking to the idea of, you know, let's do a Terminator, The Thing, Resident Evil kind of thing. But that they didn't stick with it, it would have been much better if they did.
Right.
And, like, as someone, like, season 2 of Stranger Things was definitely weaker for its more kind of Avengers style. But season 2 still handled the kind of assemble the Avengers style better than season 3 did. Because, particularly a thing that bugs me is, for most of the series, for most of season 3, the groups are operating independently. And they're doing the season 1 thing of putting together the mystery. Here's the problem. Season 1 and season 2 have happened. So there is no justification for them to not just be like, oh, there's some fucking Russians up to something near where the Hellgate was. We should call Hopper.
We should call everybody in the know.
Yeah, like, legitimately, there was a part in season 2 that's actually one of my favorite moments in season 2, where Dustin's like, oh, the Demogorgon's back. I'm gonna go get Steve. Like, I love that they don't wait for Steve to be made aware of it. Dustin is like, oh, I'll go get Steve. He should be here for this shit. He's actually fought one. But then, here, season 3, it's like, oh no, we're not gonna go get Hopper and Joyce and Eleven and all these people who have tons of experience with this shit. We're gonna deal with it ourselves. Like, why? You know this is a big threat. Like Nancy and Joyce, it can be justified, definitely in their case, before they join up with the kids at least, because theirs just seemed weird, but not anything related to the other side.
Right.
Up until it was related to the other side, but by that time they ran into the kids. But Hopper, like, should have definitely phoned home to be like, hey, 11, monsters are back. Or no, excuse me, Russians are here and they're trying to get the monsters. And wouldn't it really make sense for them to have called up Steve when they thought Billy was going nuts?
Right.
And the fact that there were no Steve-Billy interactions in this entire season was a massive disappointment to me.
I agree.
I was expecting the revenge arc. You know, I was expecting Steve to finally beat him. Nope.
Yeah.
On one hand, I get that they want to backtrack after Steve was a little too much of a badass in the first 2 seasons. On the other hand, if Billy's entire characterization in season 2 was Steve's nemesis. So the fact that he has nothing to do with Steve in season 3 is just really weird. I mean, what did you guys think of season 3? Now that we're definitely in the space where we're safe to talk about spoilers.
I think I agree in that plot-wise, season 3 is probably the weakest one. I will say I enjoyed it more than I did season 2. Not for the plot, but because of the characters and their interactions. I vastly enjoyed watching the characters this season than any other season.
Well,
I enjoyed the story of season 1 the most. Season 2, in my opinion, was forgettable. I watched it once, never thought about it again.
Well, part of the issue of season 2 is that season 2 did have, like, plot lines that made sense, but just weren't fun. Nobody cares about the Nancy-Jonathan romance. Nobody's cared since the very beginning.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there was a big focus for season 2 on finally getting them together after season 1 hinted at it so much. And season 2 focused a lot on 11 trying to find her identity, which is weird because season 3 also focuses a lot on 11 trying to find her identity.
It's because they botched it the first time.
They did botch it pretty hard, but I don't know, like, botched or not, the episode still exists. Like, if they want 11 to stick with the punk thing, get 11 to stick with the punk thing. Maybe they just didn't want... Maybe one of the writers was just like, they didn't want 11 to be the punk girl. Maybe they felt it was stereotypical to have the girl who was bald in the first season be punk in the second season.
Yeah.
Because then 3, she's like Maud or something. I don't know. What's the name of that fashion?
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know fashion names.
Yeah. She looks cool. That's about all I know.
Are you sure about that?
Absolutely. Something I'd wear.
Yeah.
Did you see those colorful shirts?
They were really colorful.
The 80s
Peak
were
80s.
a wild time. I mean, So, season 3 did... I will say one thing about that. Like, well, I don't know. I was about to say season 3 did a pretty good job of avoiding boring storylines. I was never interested in what Joyce and Hopper were up to.
Right.
They were just kind of floating between Indiana and Illinois so that they couldn't help the kids. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Get them out of...
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were some moments that was kind of transparently like, we need to get these characters out of the way.
Right.
I mean... One thing that bugs me is once they assemble the Avengers, like, the ending of the 7th episode is like, oh shit, Hopper and Joyce are here, the team's assembled. And then the episode 8 immediately begins with, alright, everybody split up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And not only do they split up back into the teams they were already in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking
What was the point of that?
Steve, Robin, and Dustin go, alright, well, we're getting out of here. And Hopper and Joyce are like, oh well, time to go to Russia. And like the kids are just like, oh, I guess we'll just fart around here. And of course there's the whole problem of them taking away Eleven's powers, which kind of like I'm kind of interested in what they could do with that as a character, like her losing her powers because that's all she's known her entire life.
No, it's cliched.
I was about to say though, the biggest problem though is that character loses their powers and has confidence problems is one of the most cliche storylines for any super character ever.
Right.
So I'm really worried they'll fumble that going into season 4. I will say I'm glad that they said they're going to do 5 seasons is what they're aiming for. Because I still don't feel satisfied with the way this is ending.
Yeah, I can agree there.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna take the unpopular position here. I think we're going to have to see more characters die before I'm satisfied with the ending.
Yes, kill off Jonathan and what's her face?
Nancy. Kill them.
I love that you go back to season 1 and there's fucking Steve the bully versus Nancy and Jonathan. And now skip to now we're like, fuck Nancy and Jonathan. Steve's the coolest.
I've always liked Steve though. I was like, Nancy has blood.
I'm in the same boat.
Season 1. I've always liked Steve. But I've hated Nancy and Jonathan from the beginning, so...
I didn't... I try not to be vain.
Like...
I try not to be vain. Jonathan's face doesn't... Jonathan's face really bothers me.
He looks like a creep.
He does.
He is a creeper, though.
That's the thing. I try not to be vain. I was like, I'll give this character a shot. I shouldn't judge him just because of his looks. And then he was a creeper. He's fucking taking pictures of Barbara without telling her.
Yeah.
That's right. He was.
Yeah, he was a creeper, and
He looks like a creeper. He acts like a creeper. The man must be a creeper.
Yeah.
Like Steve is getting on to Jonathan about taking pictures of people without their consent. And, like, we're supposed to be like, no, don't hurt my precious innocent Jonathan. And I'm like, yeah, Steve, you fucking tell him.
Yeah.
That shit's not right. And Nancy, who just kind of shits all over Steve at the start of season 2, which kind of ruins a lot of her sympathy.
Yeah.
These past couple seasons have just been nothing but Steve's life slowly falling apart, and I love it.
Yeah. Yep. It's relatable.
I don't know about relatable. It's just very interesting, the kind of how
it is interesting
how the popular have fallen kind of storyline.
I think at the conclusion of season 3, I was like saying, I don't really care what happens next season. I just need more Steve and Robin in my life.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't even have to include the supernatural anymore. They can move away. They can do something entirely different, and I'll still be happy just as long as those two are on my TV screen.
Well, apparently they're going to go to Russia for season 4.
Oh, man.
I heard that, like, the writer or the director said that they're really glad they can get out of Hawkins now. And I'm like, yeah, I was really glad to get out of Indiana too. Like, I don't know how they're going to explain the entire cast moving to Russia. I don't know if, like, Mike and Dustin are just going to hitch a ride on fucking the Air Force planes or something. Like, it's going to be like that that episode of South Park where the kids packaged themselves and got delivered to fucking Iran. I don't know. On one hand, like season 3 really fumbled a lot of it. I think season 4 could pull it back, but as they get more epic in scale and they lose a lot more of the horror elements, I think it is going to start losing more and more of its charm.
Absolutely, because I agree 100% with you on this season's big meat monster. I didn't like it. I was not interested in it.
Well, I mean, Resident Evil does big meat monsters that can still be handled on somewhat of a down-to-earth level. The big meat monster that Jake Busey turns into in the hospital is a perfectly fine Stranger Things monster. It's when it's a fucking meat kaiju that's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, season 3's ending implies that they're, like, fuck the meat monsters, they're getting out of here, we're going back to the Demogorgon. Which, yeah, absolutely, fuck it, let's go back to the Demogorgon. I'd like to see there be more species in the other side that aren't Demogorgons, but if you're not willing to make any new designs, I'm willing to go back to the Demogorgon. Like, if Meat Monster is only ever going to result in Meat Kaiju, then burn it. Fuck that storyline. Let's go somewhere else. Alright. Is that probably enough Stranger Things talk?
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Just to keep on the note of television shows, I watched the first 2 episodes of Good Omens. Have you guys heard about Good Omens?
What the heck is that?
I've heard of it, just haven't seen it yet.
So, it's based off there's a novel, Good Omens, Bad Omens, written by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett.
Oh, okay.
And they took the Good Omens half, the half that was written by Neil Gaiman, and adapted it into a TV show. It's about an angel and a demon have to team up to stop the Antichrist from destroying the world.
Oh, I've definitely heard of this.
The angel is Michael Sheen, the demon is David Tennant.
Yep.
Now, this being Neil Gaiman, it's definitely like, there's kind of a Neil Gaiman thing here where it's handling adult subject material, serious stuff like religion and politics and stuff, but it kind of handles it with a childlike or a fairy tale like sense of optimism and glee, and and it talks about some pretty dark subject matter. Like, there are parts of Sandman that talk about like rape and shit. But no matter what, Neil Gaiman is always able to make you walk away from the story feeling good. It's a strange power he has. It's a very unique one. And I would not have been interested in this show if it weren't written by Neil Gaiman, but it is. And it's very distinctly Neil Gaiman. And so it has these parts of like talking about angels and demons, what they think of morality and their place in the order. And, Michael Sheen's angel is, just really good-hearted, really helpful kind of guy that wants to do nothing more than to help people and, help everybody. And he's kind of dealing with an angel bureaucracy of jackasses headed by John Hamm as the most hilariously disconnected from humanity angel ever. I love it because, like, Michael Sheen's human kind of masquerade when he's on Earth is he runs an old bookstore. So John Hamm walks in to talk with him, and he's got a crony. He's got a toady with him. And he says, right. "Oh, hello, fellow humans. I have come here to purchase books from this owner man, my good friend, Aziraphale. I will purchase book," and then he turns to the toady, and he says, "What kind of books do they buy?" And the toady says, "Pornography, mostly." And John Hamm says, "I have come here to purchase pornography. However, I prefer my pornography of a certain variety, so I will purchase it personally from Mr. Aziraphale in the back." And us humans are very embarrassed about our purchasing pornography. And the entire time, Michael Sheen is just receding into his shirt collar, And they go back, and John Hamm says, humans, they're so easy to trick. So there's a lot of that there. And then conversely, there's David Tennant as Crowley, a demon who has spent a little bit too much time on Earth and really enjoys his time with the humans. And even though the demons are all like, "Oh, let's get the Antichrist going, let's blow up the world," David Tennant's like, "Yeah, the world's kind of awesome. I kind of don't want it to end." So he's secretly conspiring with the angels to help them prevent the Antichrist. But there's also kind of an air that some of the angels do want the Antichrist to come about because they want the war between heaven and hell to finally come about so they can finally get the heavenly conflict gone.
Right.
And I can't say too much because I'm not very far in the series. But it has a lot of fun with this kind of stuff. And it being Neil Gaiman, on one hand, like, Neil Gaiman is always very good about his research. This is a guy who is, like, probably one of the foremost experts on classical literature and fairy tales and religion in the world of literature. So there is a lot of, like, there's a lot of nerd references for, like, classical literature nerds or for, theology nerds here. But there's also a lot of jokes that just about everyone can get. There's a lot of humor to an incident where, Crowley has to work with a bunch of satanic nuns, which obviously that alone on its face is pretty funny, satanic nuns. And he has to help them, like, figure out how to bring the Antichrist into the world, but they're really incompetent, so they wind up accidentally swapping 3 different babies. And so the Antichrist, who was supposed to replace the son of a senator, or ambassador or someone, instead winds up replacing the son of just some regular suburban English family. It seems pretty fun. I'll have to get some more time in, but I'm just so burned out on TV shows after having watched so many.
In such a short amount of time.
Yeah. Because I fucking watched 2 seasons of The Good Place. Then 1 season of Chernobyl. Then 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. Then 1 season of Stranger Things. I'm a little done on TV shows right now. Oh, boy. And let's see. What else did I do this week? Oh, right. Have you guys heard of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator?
I have.
Mm-mm.
Have you seen footage of it, Pink?
I have.
Okay, so Totally Accurate Battle Simulator is a game where you throw down a bunch of units of varying degrees of realism in their arsenals and tactics, and you have them battle it out, but it's physics-based. It very much uses, like, not only your typical, physics systems, but, like, kind of that weird ragdoll system that Grand Theft Auto uses.
Right.
Where people try to constantly, realign themselves whenever they're just even the slightest bit off kilter. And they fall over at the slightest provocation or push. And the people don't have animations. It's all physics-based. So even like, swing with your sword is pretty much it actually telling the arm, rear back, and then swing. And of course, computers being what they are, haven't exactly figured out how human bodies actually swing a sword or even walk. So it all looks very goofy and turns out very ineffectively. And it's basically about assembling some armies to go at it. And obviously there's a sandbox mode where you throw together different armies to go at it just for your entertainment of your own assembly. And there's also a campaign mode. There's actually 4 different campaigns they have in the game right now. And because the game is updated they're adding more over time.
Oh, man.
And the campaign mode is actually really good. Because there's actually a degree of unit balance here. Most units have strengths and weaknesses. But it kind of becomes like the weirdest strategy game ever. Because you have to build your army, and you got to try and build the right army build to go against the enemy troops, right?
Right.
But you don't get to control the guys once the battle actually starts. I mean, you can control one directly, like it's a third person or first person, depending on your choice, like shooter. But everyone else just goes for what it automatically homes in on whatever enemy is nearest. So you have to account for that. It's fucking idiot warfare. But you have to, still figure out formations. Because you're probably going to want your shield guys in front if they've got lots of archers. Or you're going to want berserkers in front if you really want to close the distance between you and your opponent really quickly. There's several different unit sets. We got, ancient times. We got, cavemen and knights and farmers, peasant farmers from medieval times. And we got hoplites. We got samurai. And then the units kind of get crazier than that. Like, there's one that is, you know those parades where they have of the Chinese dragon, but it's the guys are holding it up and they're trying to make it like snake fly through the air?
Yeah.
One of the units is 4 of those guys holding up one of those parade streamer dragon things, but it's a giant flamethrower. So it's one of the weirder units in the game, and then it deals a shit ton of damage and a shit ton of AoE. But since it's just being carried by 4 dudes, pretty much anyone can destroy the unit just by killing one of the dudes. And they all drop it and have to go fight hand to hand. There's a Viking unit that is just 4 dudes carrying a big longbow. And their thing is, once they hit the front lines, they just chuck the boat in front of them. And it's actually a pretty weird unit because it basically becomes kind of a suicide bomber that's very expensive, but to make up for it, whenever the boat drops, it spawns 3 extra dudes. So it's 7 guys that make a big AoE damage, and also the boat stays. So that's a wild thing about fighting. The Total War games don't simulate corpses. The Total War games, the corpses stay on the field, but they're effectively visual entities at that point. The characters do not collide with corpses. This being a physics game, corpses are a big part. And in some of the bigger battles, you'll have instances where there's a hill made out of bodies. And that can become a problem. It specifically reminds me of the fight scene from Game of Thrones, the Battle of the Bastards, where a very big part of the battle was a mountain of corpses.
Yeah.
It's kind of nut. I got it on sale because I thought it would be a dumb, goofy game I could pop in and get like a couple hours of enjoyment out of just for how dumb and goofy it is. And I'd heard that it had been updated a lot and it was going to keep getting updated for the foreseeable future. So I was interested to see where it goes. And I got the game, and it's actually a very fun kind of baby's first Total War. And the really notable thing is, there's a selection of secret units that you access by finding hidden objects in each of the maps. And Pink, you've already seen one of the secret units. Addie's, patron saint there.
Yeah.
The Axeman. But it gets crazier than that. You can get a Roman who is just carrying a big fan. And the fan deals no damage, but it knocks over everyone in front of him. You can get a cheerleader, which is just a caveman with pom-poms, who does nothing but cheer, but I think he actually buffs teammates in his vicinity. So that's pretty nuts. You can get, oh man. You can get Vlad the Impaler, but he's just carrying a big fucking log. So it's just Vlad Tepes with a big log, and every sweep is killing like 10 people because he's carrying a log as a weapon. You can get a giant carrying a tree and an ice giant, and you basically just have big giant battles, duking it out in the middle of a smaller battle. You can make some pretty crazy stuff with this derpy-ass physics game. Oh, and of course, all the little guys. The graphics are very simplistic. They're just simple, models with red or blue skin, You're Mr. Green and Mr. Red, if you will.
Right.
But they have googly eyes where their eyes should be. All of them. And there are some occasions where they got really goofy with it. Like the longboats have dragons at the head, right? Because, it's Viking longboats. The dragon head at the fore of the boat has googly eyes. The Jarl wears a bear skin as like a hood. The bear's head, the dead bear skin head has googly eyes. And of course the eyes turn into crosses when they die.
Perfect.
So, totally accurate battle simulator, way better than it has any right to be. Now, I've only got 2 things left to talk about. I'm trying to get this over with quickly, because I know it's just me now. Ooh.
Yeah.
But I started playing Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, a game I picked up 2 years ago, didn't get into because I didn't understand it. And I didn't understand it, and there wasn't a tutorial, so I was very confused. And just a couple days ago, I was like, hey, wait, dumbass, that's a PS2 game. You need to read the fucking manual. Because the game's old. But now that I'm actually trying it, Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires is a pretty damn good game. I still don't understand how to defend myself. Like, I'm getting comboed at the ass sometimes. But it's a fun little weird game where it switches between a risk map style strategy game where you have to manage provinces and policies and armies and all kinds of things. And then it switches to Dynasty Warriors where it's like, alright, you're a guy who can kill hundreds of people by himself. Go.
Yeah.
Win the battle for us, loser. I'm a little sad that Addy dropped out by now because we get to talk a little bit of Muso. I will say I don't fully understand combos yet. Have either of you guys ever played a Dynasty Warriors game?
I've not.
So, like, the iconic footage of Dynasty Warriors is always, like, one dude, and he's carrying out this big-ass combo that's killing hundreds of people, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, doing just a basic one chain combo. Or maybe a launcher and then a basic combo, but I can't figure out how to extend it past that. I'm having fun anyways, though. And the strategy campaign's pretty sweet. You get several scenarios, and you can unlock more scenarios in the game little campaign scenarios. The one you start off with is, of course, the Yellow Turban Rebellion, because it's the Three Kingdoms era. It starts with the Yellow Turban, right? So I go in and I pick Cao Cao, because he's the fucking man. And there's an amusing thing to this kind of historical game, pseudo-historical game, in that, yeah, I can start up the Three Turban Rebellion where, Dong Zhou's like, hey, these peasants are revolting. All my lords go out and kill them, would you? And, I start off as Cao Cao, and I promptly ignore the Yellow Turban Rebellion and start just conquering the rest of China. It's like the Chinese equivalent of, what was it, like the Seventh Crusade? Where they called in all the knights to defend Byzantium, and instead they just sacked Constantinople. It's like if you called in a cop, like, hey, a burglar's broken into my house and they're stealing my shit. And the cop just comes in, punches you in the face, and takes your wallet without actually dealing with the burglar. But yeah, that game's pretty good. I'd love to talk more about it with Addy next week. All I can say is, there's definitely a thing here of, I don't know if either of you guys ever saw Sengoku Basara or the videos that me and Addy recorded in it. But Sengoku Basara is very ridiculous. One of the characters in that game, despite the fact that it's supposed to be set in the historical Sengoku era of Japan, one of those characters is just a robot that can fly. He's just a robot. There's another guy who just throws his fedora. He's wearing a fedora in Sengoku era Japan. He wears a fedora. He can merge with the fedora. He can throw the fedora. He can turn the fedora into a bladed chakram. His entire fighting style revolves around the fedora. So, I mean, I know Addy's huge into Sengoku Basara, but that's like whole nother level of ridiculousness. Like Dynasty Warriors, we're seeing dudes do combos to hundreds of dudes, but at least it's still, it's just Lubu carrying a halberd. Like, the most ridiculous you get is Cao Cao can somehow throw out fireballs. I don't know how that works. Or Zhu Zhiliang fucking shooting lasers out of his chest. But, yeah, it's actually pretty alright. It's the first Dynasty Warriors I'm really getting into. May need to look into the series further. And the last game I want to talk about is one that's going to carry out more discussion, more back and forth discussion than Dynasty Warriors, that's for certain. I picked up, just last night, WWE 2K19.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, Pink, you have WWE 2K19, right?
Correct.
Volc, have you played WWE 2K19?
Yeah, maybe. No, I think I only played 18.
Okay. So, I haven't got to put in much time with it. I did kick on Universe. The greatest quality of life feature ever added to a WWE game. The ability to pick who wins when you simulate.
Yes.
This will keep my Universe going for, years. The thing is, when I buy a WWE game now, I buy it for several years at a time. I skipped 2K18. I think I bought 2K17 while I was on sale, but I put almost no time into it. So really, the last WWE 2K game I put in any real time into was 2K16. So it's been a while. Some of this stuff I don't really understand. But as someone who fondly remembers, I'm a big moveset guy. I've mentioned that before, right?
Yeah.
So I go back to SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. You remember Create a Moveset back in 2011?
Back when they butchered it?
Uh-huh. Kiss all your favorite moves goodbye.
Because they had to reanimate everything.
Yeah.
Oh, lordy.
And then 12, which butchered it even further. It's crazy that they've actually stuck to the no move removals policy since 13, though. Because there are some fucking animations I look at in this game, and I'm like, holy hell, that animation goes back. They They still have that old stupid splits drop that Melina used to do.
Yep.
What's it called? Sunset Split?
Yes, Sunset Split.
Okay. And, like, there are a lot of old animations they've reanimated. Yeah, that one hasn't been reanimated. Admittedly, Melina's not terribly relevant, but yeah, they not touched that one. So if their worry was they don't want people going online with shitty-looking moves, evidently they're not that worried about it. It is very awkward, though, when I look at this. How I look at this roster, and every page I'm like, who? It has been so long. Who the fuck is Cedric Alexander?
Oh, he was a janitor last week.
He was?
Or was it this week? I don't remember.
Xbox is telling me Pink Sparkle Puff is playing WWE 2K19 right now. Hi, Pink!
Hi there! From across the universe.
Yeah. Who is Drew Gulak?
He's fantastic. I think I've been singing his praises on a few podcasts now.
Who is he? What's his gimmick?
He's the one I was telling you about where his gimmick is that he doesn't like high flyers.
Oh, that's him!
Because they're reckless.
That's him! Okay.
That's him.
Okay, that's a pretty good gimmick.
It was a fantastic gimmick.
I might push him in my universe.
Absolutely.
Like, the thing is, for right now, since all the legends are locked, I have to fucking stick with modern guys for my universe, and boy, I'm like, well, there's like 5 guys I recognize here. Better figure out which of the newbies I actually like.
Who are all these new cruiserweights? What are they doing?
They're Cruiserweight City, my god! There are so many cruiserweights! And none of them are Ricochet. I was expecting Ricochet.
Right, he's DLC.
Of course he is.
Yep.
And the fucking
Gotta
DLC
make that
policy.
money.
The fucking DLC policy for this game is nuts. $30 fucking bucks for the season pass.
Right.
And it includes the My Player shit, which I'd rather just pay $25 for the season pass.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I'm
Like-
not touching your stupid season mode.
Right. I've been sending my complaints to 2K for years now about that.
Like, and Showcase, it bugs me that I have to buy the season pass because of the damn accelerator. Because there's no way I'm grinding for all the legends, and there's no way I'm going through Showcase. Fuck that.
Right.
I have bought this game for universe and for character creation. Like everybody else who buys these games. Who gets
Literally everyone else.
Who gets sold on this shit for fucking Showcase or Towers? What the hell are Towers? Is it like a fighting game now?
I have no idea. I've not touched Towers whatsoever.
Is it like Mortal Kombat?
Something like that, I think.
I will say one nice thing. Having Day 2K17 on PC sucked because the PC character creations community is nothing.
Right, because they could just mod stuff in.
Not only that, but also the game was old. But 2K19, I got in, and it's like, oh my god, I can actually get, William Regal. And I need to go get Tyson Kidd, but I'm out of downloads for the day. Am I still out of downloads for the day? I might have one left. I might have wasted it on some other loser, though. There's someone else that I wanted to ask who the hell they were. Who the hell is Angelo Dawkins?
Oh, that is one half of the Street Profits from NXT.
Okay, I've heard a lot about the Street Profits being bad. Why is that?
Because they're not good in the ring. And their gimmicks are...
What's their gimmick? Are they Crime Time?
No, it's like a step up from Crime Time, but a step below New Day.
So
it's the
still
stereotypical black guy on the street type of gimmick.
Okay, I was about to say, so it's still a minstrel show, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Who's Akam?
That is one half of the, what are they called? What are they called?
I don't know who Akam is, but he looks cool. I might push him just because of that.
Right. Authors of Pain, that's what they're called.
Authors of Pain. This sounds like a Legion of Doom type tag team. Am I correct?
Yeah, they're two big boys
Right,
that
right.
do big boy things.
Do they come out in big armor?
They do.
Of course they do. Stop with the damn armor, WWE. Why is Mustafa Ali wearing armor? He looks like a fucking Power Ranger.
You're not wrong.
Okay. Also, I wanna hear this, because I've been, the only way I've been paying attention to wrestling is through like you and Ted occasionally saying things in the wrestling thread. Why is it that you and Ted heap so much praise on Mustafa Ali?
For a multitude of reasons. One, I enjoy his wrestling. WWE put out a list a long time ago, or maybe not too long ago, to kind of hype 205 Live, and it was like the 10 greatest matches or whatever of 205 Live. And there's a reason Mustafa Ali was in the top 5 matches.
Shit.
Yeah.
All 5 of them?
Yeah. It's like he had a fantastic match with Drew Gulak, a fantastic match with Buddy Murphy. He was part of a fatal 4-way between him, Cedric Alexander, Drew Gulak, and probably Tony Nese.
Who the hell is Tony Nese?
Another cruiserweight.
Okay.
So it's basically the reason I can't speak for Ted, but the reason I enjoy Mustafa Ali so much is because he had put in so much work on 205 Live. Every match he had was always a show stealer. What
kind of style is he? Is he like high flyer, technical?
Yeah,
mix?
very cruiserweight.
I thought Ted hated high flyers. Is he like the rare kind of high flyer that actually applies some like psychology to it?
Yeah.
Those are very rare nowadays for how many high flyers there are.
Mm-hmm. It's not like he does too much crazy stuff off the top rope. It's like he's got his finish, which is a reverse 450, and that's really it as far as top rope maneuvers. He's got cool stuff that he can do when he'll slingshot through the ropes and do an X Factor or, the sitting facebuster.
A slingshot facebuster? How would that work? I don't understand.
It's where he basically launches himself over or through the ropes. It's kind of like Rob Van Dam's Rolling Thunder.
I'm assuming when you said slingshot, I was imagining he was slingshotting himself off the middle rope through the middle and top ropes.
Right.
Okay,
Not
if you're
quite.
slingshotting off the top rope, then yeah, I can see how you'd do a facebuster. Cause I was like, wait, slingshotting off the middle rope, that'd be horizontal momentum. That doesn't work for the facebuster.
Right.
That only works for like the spear and nothing else. And okay, I got a couple more. Why is it everyone makes a big deal out of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa? I assume they're a tag team?
Yes, they were a tag team.
Are they both just like really good wrestlers?
Absolutely. And they were kind of doing like it was almost a Triple H Shawn Michaels story down in NXT.
So I assume Tommaso is the Triple H because he's got the big beard?
Yeah.
I did think it was weird that this guy who I'd never heard of was one of the top-rated CAWs.
Yep.
So he's really that popular?
Yep.
Is he still with WWE, or was he one of the guys that left?
Yes, he is.
I thought I'd heard that he left.
He did not leave, I'm pretty sure he's still around.
Why is he not on the default roster? For
Because he
2019?
was injured at the time, and there are also reports, or were reports, even recently reports were made that Tommaso, because he was playing the big heel of NXT, he didn't want to have his likeness used in the game. So,
Why?
it's very strange reasoning, but because he wanted to be the big bad guy, he didn't want to have any part in any other merchandise. He didn't want any T-shirts. He didn't want any part in the video game.
So is his gimmick like he's a overly serious asshole?
Yeah.
But is that also what Drew Gulak is doing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, now here's one. Who's the country... Is the country singer guy that everybody loves, is that Aleister Black?
No, that is Elias.
Elias, okay. Who's Aleister Black?
Aleister Black is... kind of hard to describe.
Okay, fair
in my
warning
opinion,
for the rest of for the other listeners. For the rest of the show, this is going to be Pink catching me up on what's happening in WWE for the last 4 years. So,
right.
If you don't want that, the show ends here. Pink, keep going.
Aleister Black is a former NXT champion.
Is he a big boy?
He's not a big boy. He's actually a kind of small boy. He's not quite cruiserweight levels, but he's definitely not a big boy, or at least not to my knowledge. I think he's on the small side.
What's his gimmick?
He's kind of the brooding Undertaker type.
But is he a supernatural monster, or is he just a guy who's kind of...
Nothing supernatural about him. He's just a guy who likes to kick stuff.
Okay. What about... Now, okay. I want to know here. I'm looking at him right now. When you heap the praise upon Arya Daivari... Well, first thing I want to know, is Daivari the very same Daivari that managed Great Khali back in the day?
No, this is Daivari's brother, I want to say.
Okay. And when you heap the praise upon Daivari, are you doing it for the meme, or is he actually really good?
It's both. Because back when they first did their Cruiserweight Classic, he was one of the first ones eliminated, and he far outclassed his opponent in every regard. Because it's like, his character, it was there. His ring work, it was solid. His psychology, the facial expressions that he will make, it's all fantastic. And then he loses to some dude who's just who was absolutely terrible, had no right to even compete in the Cruiserweight Classic, was signed to a contract, and then was released shortly thereafter because turns out he just wasn't that good. Who would have thought? Me. I knew from the get-go. To me, Daivari is kind of like a tiny Triple H.
Okay. I was about to ask, what's his gimmick? Does he have a gimmick?
Lately, he's been doing... It's kind of like a hybrid of the rich guy, but he's also been more of a punkish brawler. I don't
so the
say
rich
punkish
guy with
like
a mean
streak. I mean, more of... He's like a snob.
Rich guy with a mean streak.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see them try that again, because the first guy they used that gimmick on was Del Rio, and Del Rio was a charisma vacuum.
Yeah.
So I think giving that gimmick to someone who could actually work with it would probably be a good idea. Are there any particular lowlights of the new roster?
Lowlights of the what?
Are there any particular lowlights out of the guys that have debuted in the last 2 or 3 years?
Let's see. I know there's got to be at least 1 or 2 guys that have debuted recently that I was not a fan of. The aforementioned Street Profits, not a fan of those guys. No Way Jose is a comedy character that I feel is lacking in all regards. It's like Santino was a great character. No Way Jose is had potential to be a great character is not being played to his full potential, and I don't think the guy playing the character is helping whatsoever.
Is he doing it reluctantly, or is he just bad at it?
I think he's just bad at it.
Okay. What about this? There's one name I recognized immediately because I heard his name on the news. But what about this Lars Sullivan guy that was in trouble for apparently saying some racist stuff? What about him?
Oh yeah,
He looks like a fucking shaved ape. So
he does. It's hard to say because on one hand, there aren't very many big guys in wrestling anymore. On the other, nowadays you don't really need all the big guys because we've got Braun Strowman, we've got guys like Killian Dane, we've got, Kevin Owens is a bigger guy, probably not in the right way. But we've got enough strongmen that Lars Sullivan, to me, he's going to fall by the wayside real quick because he's not marketable in any way, and he's already caused some serious damage to his career with his personal decisions on the outside. That does not help his case.
He looks like the big guy jobber.
Yes.
Like Luke Gallows pre-Japan.
Yes.
So I don't know if Lars wants to take Luke's plan and go to Japan and try to build up a legacy there. I'm sure Japan wouldn't particularly care if he's racist. It's not like they've worried that much about that before. As long as he doesn't touch the drugs, he's okay.
Right.
Which, him being a wrestler, there's a decent chance he's going to touch the drugs. What's up with this Killian Dane dude? Is he supposed to be like some kind of Irish big dude?
Irish big what?
This Killian Dane guy that you mentioned, what's up with him? I definitely don't recognize him from anywheres.
Killian Dane is a big boy who made a name for himself on the indies. Came into NXT as a part of the faction Sanity, which has since been disbanded.
Okay, Sanity. Is that like the Crazy People faction?
Yes, that is the Crazy People faction led by Eric Young. Or formerly led by.
That's who Eric Young is. And the other members were Liv Morgan and...
The other members were Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross.
And Alexander Wolf.
Okay, that's who Alexander Wolf is. Okay, good to know. And is Nikki Cross not with the company anymore?
Cross is actually still with the company. She was excluded for reasons unknown.
Okay.
She was in 2K18, which is only further confusing.
So is this kind of like the Tyson Kidd situation where they just leave him out of every other game for giggles?
Yeah.
Huh. And I see those stupid monster guys, Connor and what's-his-face, Victor?
Connor and Victor.
Yeah, they're still there.
They're still jobbing.
Yeah, the thing is with the big guys is that every big guy in modern WWE is a monster. They're either a monster face or a monster heel, but they all play the monster gimmick.
Right.
You can't just be a big guy and also have a gimmick on top of that.
They tried it with Brodus Clay many years back.
Well, they did, but they went with a really dumb gimmick.
Yeah. It was a gimmick nonetheless, though.
I mean, Kevin Owens, if you consider Kevin Owens to be one of the big guys of the roster, one of the powerhouses of the roster, Kevin Owens is kind of like, well, he's a regular Canadian dude with kind of a vicious streak, but he's not really a monster.
Right. Definitely not anymore.
Speaking of which, have they fucking got Sami Zayn to put the Generico mask back on yet?
No.
Are they not going to do that until Sami Zayn's too old to be Generico?
Probably not going to happen.
Like, that's a burned opportunity right there. Even if you can't get the El Generico trademark, like, something, come on.
Right.
By the way, I look at this fucking roster. This is a WWE game where the modern roster is comprised of AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Kevin Steen, El Generico, Chris Hero, fucking Ricochet. Ricochet is here. I never would have guessed Ricochet would join the WWE at any point. Sting. Fucking Sting is here. I thought there was a short span of time where it appeared that Sting would rather die than work for WWE. Ah. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else that I've got a particular question. Like, some of these guys are still pretty self-explanatory on their face. Like, Heavy Machinery is two big dudes. There you go. It's big boys.
Yep.
Big boy city. And
Big boy city.
Pete Dunne, I assume, is just some British fop.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else is there? Riot Squad, I can figure that one out. That's 3 punk girls. There you go. I can't think. Oh, Roderick Strong's a weird one. Because I knew about him before he joined the WWE, because he was fairly famous on the indies back in like 2015, which would have been the last time I gave a shit. And is his thing still just that he's Mr. Indie Badass?
Not anymore. Well, kind of, because now he's joined the Mr. Indie Badass stable in Undisputed Era with Adam Cole and those 2 other guys.
Okay. Now, Adam Cole I've heard a lot of praise about. Who were the other 2? Shit. It was 2 nobodies.
Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Right, Bobby Fish. That one was a weird one. Like, that was one I only heard occasionally about, and anytime I heard about him, it was just that he had good kicks. That was it.
Yeah.
And I hope Volc doesn't feel like she's being left out here.
It's okay.
Volc, have you watched WWE in the last 5 years?
A little bit. I don't really know what's going on.
I don't either.
You know, sometimes when I was watching it regularly, I didn't know what was going on, but it was always fun.
Yeah.
Week in, week out, Hornswoggle's the GM. Wait, what? Hang on, walk that back. Wait. We need to. Don't just move on. We need more information. Oh, I guess we're not getting any more information. That's gotta be one of the most. That's gotta be one of the most transparent examples in storytelling of no, fuck off. That story's done.
We didn't know what we were doing to begin with. Don't bug us.
Like it's like in comics when the writer takes over from another, and he hated that writer's story. He hated that writer's storyline and side characters, so he just fucking kills them. Like, does Anna Maria Marconi even show up in any of the new Spider-Man comics?
No.
No, she doesn't.
No, she does not.
And she wasn't even a bad character. She was kind of neat. Who the hell is Shane Thorne? This guy looks like the most fucking blah guy ever.
Yeah, but he's Australian.
Oh, of course he is.
He was one half of TM61.
What the hell kind of tag team name is that?
I have no idea. I don't think it was ever explained. It's like their original name. Move? Yeah, it is. It's Flash.
Flash?
Splash. But their original name, back when they were working in the Indies or in Australia or whatever they were doing, it was the Mighty Don't Kneel. So that's where the TM comes from. Where the 6-1 comes from, I haven't the slightest clue.
They're big old Pokemon fans, they are.
It's probably got some sort of relevance. I'm just not in the know.
Scott Dawson?
One half of the Revival.
Who the hell are the Revival?
They are the old school tag team.
Old school in what sense?
And they patterned themselves after Arn Anderson and who else was in the Horsemen? Tully Blanchard? Yeah.
Speaking of Tully, isn't his daughter supposed to be wrestling for the WWE right now?
His daughter is wrestling for TNA, I want to say.
Ah. Oh, well, I thought she was wrestling for WWE right now, so I already downloaded a CAW of her.
They got her for the Mae Young Classic. Unfortunately, they did not sign her, or maybe she declined an offering. I don't know.
Huh. All right.
She's only like in her early 20s, so there's still plenty of time for WWE.
I mean, the thing is that back in the day, there was very little time for divas to wrestle. Like, it was that, like, specific range of, all right, if you're anywhere between 20 and 28.
Right.
So, now it's really weird to see, like, hey, Mickey James is back. And it's like, but wait, she's not 23-year-old supermodel anymore. Isn't
Right.
Isn't Vince having a conniption back there? With his dick out, probably? Is Velveteen Dream just Prince?
Yes.
Wait, actually?
Basically.
Okay. Now, isn't it a bit confusing that the name of his finisher is Purple Rainmaker, but it bears absolutely no resemblance to the Rainmaker that Kazuchika Okada uses? Because that seems very confusing to me. Oh, and Zack Ryder's still here, I guess.
Always ready.
Zack Ryder is this generation's version of Going to Die in the Ring. He's this generation's Terry Funk. Like, how... Has Zack Ryder actually been with the company since, like, 2005?
2006.
He's lasted longer than a lot of the big stars he's had in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna have one of those weird careers to look back on. Like, people are gonna look back and they're gonna be like, oh my god, remember when he won the US title from, I don't know, to somebody back in 2011? After the big internet show? And then remember when he had the shock win of the Intercontinental Championship in, like, 2017? And that's all they're gonna talk about. The rest of the Zack Ryder's career they'll ignore.
He's been around for so long, and he's got all those shocking wins. I mean, he might actually retire having become a WWE champion at one point. We don't know.
No. No, he will fucking not. Like, I'll say, like, as someone who liked Zack Ryder back when he was the goofy Jersey douchebag, like, that is a guy who has no right being anywhere near a world title. That is right. He has no right being anywhere near a world title. But shit's always changing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who knows where WWE will go from here?
Still waiting for them to make R-Truth champion.
We could keep waiting. That is... They missed that shot by a long mark. He is now way too fucking old. Truth was old when he was doing the little Jimmy gimmick. He was already...
Yeah.
He was
already old when he first made his comeback to the company.
He was like 40 when he did the little Jimmy thing. His hairline has switched to the back of his head now. Like, he has to grow his hair long and try to flip it in front. But anytime he gets suplexed, you can clearly see how bad his hairline is. I gotta spend more time with this game. This game seems like it actually would be pretty good. This is supposed to be like the highlight of the 2K years, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright. And I am definitely picking up a Tyson Kidd CAW sooner rather than later. Like, I'm waiting on that fucking timer to hit the mark so I can get Tyson Kidd. Probably a couple classic Japanese stars, too. I need to get Muda.
Always get Muda.
Yep. There was... Every WWE game, you gotta go in there. You gotta get Muda. You gotta get William Regal. Who else? MVP. You gotta get MVP in every one of them.
Yeah, scuba gear.
And who else? Obviously, I have to get Cody, but that's a first. Justin Liger and Hurricane, just for giggles. Remember Hurricane? Is he still wrestling?
I have very fond memories of the Hurricane.
Is he still wrestling?
Not anymore. He's a producer for WWE now. Oh,
that makes sense. It's kind of weird, though, him being a producer, that they don't keep Hurricane as one of the legends.
They should.
Yeah. I look over some of these legends, and I'm like, hang on, let me go down and see who it was, because who the fuck is Robert Gibson?
One of the rockers, not rockers, Rock and Roll Express.
Oh, the Rock and Roll Express. There you go. Jim Cornette's fucking self-hype personified. What's even the point of having the Rock and Roll Express if you don't have Jim Cornette?
There is no point.
Yeah.
Send him back.
Like, I've never seen a tag team that's just sold entirely on their manager except for the Rock and Roll Express. What do I give a shit about these two losers? It's Jim fucking sitting at ringside with his racket that I'm here for. Oh, man. Yeah, I'd definitely take the Hurricane over Robert Gibson, that's for sure.
Every day of the week. And 38 times on Sunday.
I'm glad they got Rick Martel, though. That's one that's been missing from the series for like a decade.
Oh, yeah.
How did we go a decade without Rick Martel making an appearance as a legend?
I've no clue.
Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's actually very insignificant in wrestling history, but it's still a fun, it was still a very fun gimmick.
Absolutely.
Do they still have that Tyler Breeze guy doing that gimmick?
Yes and no. For a while, he kind of went away from it when he was tagging with Fandango. But he's back to it now.
Why do you have to remind me that Fandango existed?
Because he's friggin' awesome.
Eh.
You better learn to appreciate.
Out of all the flamboyant gimmick characters in WWE, Fandango is the worst. Like, give me Tyler Breeze, give me Velveteen Dream, give me Goldust. All of them are better than Fandango. You'd probably disagree with me on the Goldust front.
Selling point wasn't quite the flamboyance. He was just a classical dancer.
Alright. I think we can call it here.
Perfect.
We've successfully boosted the podcast to up to nearly 3 hours.
Yeah.
Alright. Folks, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, and we will see you later. Say bye, Addie. Oh, shit.